100 episodes of VRChat. For this episode, we're going to be going down memory lane about several places we've been before, both recently and in the past, as well as some new things as well. So, for nostalgia's sake, we're also going to throw on the old outro. Here we go. Why I walk like that? Why? What are my hips? Oh, my hips definitely do not lie. Oh, now it kind of looks like I'm hauling. So, yeah, actually, I guess one of the places we could start is with myself and Meteor Herd here. Now, here's the thing. If you don't know about this world, that's completely fine. See, Meteor Herd comes from a game called Sonic Adventure 2. But the neat thing about this world specifically is it's a climbing world as well as some other things as well. So you can climb, you can beef with the artificial chaos. Where are they at? That guy. 1 second. Here he is down here. If you make a fist correctly, you can just go up to them and just be like, what's good? That's what I do apparently, yeah. You can also hunt the actual Master Emerald pieces. They are here, and even though the radar doesn't quite work at the moment, if you find a piece, it's yours. Now, Meteor Herd is a pretty cool map. Why make it my home world in VRChat? Those that know me know I am very into Sonic still. Sonic Adventure 2, arguably still one of my top, if not my favorite Sonic game, and still one of my favorite games, period. A lot of good memories with it growing up, and a lot of good memories with it even as an adult, it turns out. It's one of those games and franchises I was like, oh, if I had to recommend based off of myself to someone else, yeah, just play this game, play the story mode, you're good to go. You'll understand a lot of stuff. It's the same way with movies, for example. I'd be like, watch the first Goofy movie, watch the first Mulan movie, watch the first Brave Little Toaster movie, and then sprinkle in the Sonic OVA from the 90s, and then you know everything you need to know about me. Perfect. Now, as I mentioned, this is also a climbing world, which means when we go way up here, just like Knuckles, and just like some early worlds in VRChat, once we get about here, double jump to glide, get towards the wall, and you can grab. And then you can actually climb up the arc. This is an actual thing you can do. And it reminds me, so some of you might know who Sis is, right? There was a world, I want to say they streamed it as far back as 2019, 2020. It had to be around the pandemic, maybe before. Point is, I used to watch them stream this world that everybody was playing. It was a climbing map back then. And the significance was you'd start at ocean floor level of Earth, and you could climb all the way to the moon. Do you know how far the moon is away from ocean level on Earth? If you don't, let me tell you, it's far. That's all you really need to know. It's a very far distance, and people would take 3 hours climbing this thing at the least. But not Sis. They do it in 55 minutes. They'd speed run it. It was pretty fun to watch them do that, actually. I don't actually know if that world still exists, but I always think about that and their streams specifically when I think of climbing worlds, because I don't see a ton of... Ooh. Okay, it almost just kicked me off the arc. We're gonna chill over here. Speaking of the moon, yeah, moon symbol. That's part of why I brought that up. Core memory re-unlocked. But yeah, this is where I usually spawn in. This is where I'm usually at when we start off adventures. Sometimes I jump immediately to the world that we are in, which is what we're gonna do as a matter of fact. Because what I'm gonna do, and to explain this a bit better, so the idea is gonna be this. We're not gonna go through every single 100 episodes. This video would be way too long, even if you're down for that. There can be an extended director's cut, then fine. But just some memorable moments from memorable episodes as we've gone across VRChat for the past several years, to the point of we've only been in VR since 2024 as it is. So all the episodes from before are, desktop, for example, and then some memories, some people, some funny moments, some ha-has, and some serious stuff too. But here we go. Now, some worlds we won't be here for long because there's not too much to do, just the memory of it. This is a freeze tag world. So technically there's been 100 episodes now of VR Chat. Prior to this episode, there's technically an episode 0. The importance of that one being is, of course, naturally, there was a world hop adventure with Kimple back in 2020 before I was actually originally even going to do VR Chat videos. And even the VR Chat videos in themselves, it's not so much a series as much as it's just kind of memories. We can go back and remember, oh, you remember this adventure, blah, blah. This is one of them. So Kimble took us here. Speaking of Sis, right? So they were there as well, Sprite and some others. And we played freeze tag for a couple rounds with a couple people that kind of swung through. And this was during the pandemic. So that's why, like I said, this world, we could play freeze tag by ourselves. Oh, snap, I'm frozen. That's rough. Now, some of these worlds are going to take a long time to load, so sometimes you might see this screen up because I'm tabbed out, and in the edit, I might be too lazy to just cut. Because maybe I'm rambling, and then I say something profound. I say something amazing, incredible even. I'm like, that has to stay in. That has to make the final cut. Or my batteries die. So my controller batteries are trying to die on me, and I'm flashbacking to New Year's, a specific incident. We don't have to talk about it. We might talk about it. That might be on the episode list here. Listen, we'll talk about it more later. We'll talk about it more. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you're gonna know, and I'll apologize properly. But for now, let's get in this world. It's loaded. Sometimes this shows up, but sometimes this is black screen. If I'm ever talking and it's black screen, we'll just pop that up. Based on canonical and true events, by the way. Most of this video will most likely be from my point of view, because that can be fun. But sometimes we'll have the camera out and we'll do some fun stuff with it, some neat camera angle stuff, or maybe just a nice pan around, and we zoom out a bit as we pan around, and we come back in as we pan around. And I'm not a cameraman. I'm not necessarily great at camera work. This is why I don't usually do that. But on the shoulder. Aww. But one thing I want you to do real quick, if you're still watching and we're here, is do me a favor. I plan in editing to have the name of the world and then whatever song I'm either using or in the world if I know it in like one of the bottom corners. Because one of the things I also am making this video for is because this is such a, memories situation, I want it to be a lot easier to find these worlds, say, another 100 episodes from now or something like that. I want to start making that a bit more of a habit. So if you see a world and that's not up, ask for that like in the comments or something. Or if you don't want to comment and you have another way of reaching me for some freaking, I guess, Discord, or I forget Twitch whispers exist. I'm not going to lie. That's a thing. Yeah, but if there's a word I come across and you're kind of interested for whatever reason, hit me up if I forget to do that in the edit. But this world is also from episode 0. Kimple took us here. And it's a pretty nice world. It's definitely an older world, but it has some charm to it still nonetheless. Obviously, one of the main attractions is just giant. It might not look like it, or it might, but that tree in the center is a lot more massive than the spawn might lead you to believe. And we're going to head there as a matter of fact. And I am very appreciative that a lot of people chipped in to get me this VR headset. That's why it takes me long. When someone's like, hey, jump in VR. I'm like, you know what? I kind of am feeling like I can jump in VR. But you're like, man, it took you like 15 minutes. You just got to put a headset on. Buddy, people chipped in to buy me this thing, all right? So what I did was I like every time I get out of VR and we're done for the day, I like take the headset back apart. I clean it. I put it in the box that it came in. This is I use things until the wheels fall off with them. So this is gonna be my headset for like however long it lasts. Okay, if it lasts another year, if it lasts another 10 years, this is it. So trust me, I understand that means my setup time can be a little long, and I apologize. But yeah, there we go. Now this video isn't entirely about me, but I have like funny tidbits in there, I guess. And this tree it's pretty fun actually, truth be told. So let me adjust the camera here and get up in here. But like, yeah, the distance is fun. The tree is massive. There's actually a cage at the top of the bed, which was the joke in a recent video that's actually Capson's place because she's trapped in the dungeon still, which is crazy because she moves out this Friday. It's great. I'm happy for it, really, I am. But yeah, this is, and we'll go to a couple other places too, but there was another video that came up recently that I made called Another Memory from 2020, and it was me capturing B-roll footage in this world while we listened to Digi talking in the background. So, unfortunately, of course, with Digi's passing, it was just one of those, like, I was coming across old videos in my vault that I have, And I heard that, and I was like, you know what? Let me share this with everybody else that also knew him and stuff. So that's why I threw that up there. In case that video probably didn't confuse many people. Many people knew what was up as soon as they heard Digi talking for the first time in a while, you know. But yeah, this was that world. This world's scenery is pretty nice too, and I gotta be cautious of rambling about something I want to talk about too long in any one given world because we only got so much battery. My controller isn't the only thing that can die. Obviously, the headset can die too. I do have the extended battery thanks to Lucy. She's the MVP, MPV as well. Which, speaking of, because I haven't gotten to it in a while, I meant to stream because they pitched in quite a bit to help me get the new GPU, and I'm appreciative, and I wanted to announce to people like, hey, we're going to do a stream. We're going to kind of like, not stress test it, but like, yeah, let's put this new GPU to the test. Haven't done it yet, which is why I was going to then tell people, and her included. So if she's watching at this point in the video, hi, by the way. Also, the new GPU came in. We've installed it, and it's working so nice. It's working so nice. So thank you, by the way, for that one. Unfortunately, when Twitch did their whole you can only have 100 hours of highlights thing, they also made the video producer inaccessible. So I was gonna actually like have that clip in here too from that stream, but I couldn't access my stuff, and now they've all conveniently expired, so I can't get them anyways. But thank you, by the way. But also, yeah, there's like this walkway, which is specifically in that video, and then as you approach, you kind of look up and you can kind of just see the tree above you. This world's massive. It's pretty big. It's pretty nice. It's a nice scenery map. And again, as we go through these worlds, if I don't have the thing in the bottom, I'm sorry. Because I'm realizing this video is just going to be long. I don't want it to be like 5 hours, but it's not going to be a 10-minute video. And I can't even apologize this time because it's by design. Watch it in sections if you really want to watch it. I do apologize. You got to listen to my voice for a while, though. So technically, episode 1 of the VRChat Memories with Friends series started here. So Graphic took us to this world. It's called Wavelength, okay? It's like a group game you can play. If you need a new group game, you can play. What you basically would do is you go here, right? You go new game. They'd give you a thing, right? So it'd be like this. And then what you want is to help people get into the points. So there's points if you're on the outer 2, 3, and 4. You want to help people get over there. And the way you do that is it says the worst and the best. So let's say classic, I'm like, oh, pineapple on pizza, right? There's a lot of people that would go over this way because they think it's the worst, and you're trying to help. You can't tell them what's what, which was my confusion when we played the game recently. So if you come back in episode 101, we've gone through a couple of these with the squad. This is one of them, but this is basically how it works, where then you can make more than one hint. There is a bit of a time limit. Eventually this thing will just reveal anyways, but the goal as the host here is you're trying to help people get over there. Now, if you're mute, there is plenty of time. I said there's a time limit, but there's still plenty of time to actually type out hints as well. As you'll see, Gamma hosted one round, for example, and they're able to type stuff just fine, or use TTS or stuff like that. And then when you get people in, you reveal, and then hopefully you get people points. And then the goal, because you're the host, you're not trying to sabotage. You don't get any points for anything. You're just hosting. So you're trying to get people there. It is somewhat opinionated, so that's what can hurt a bit, right? Basic hipster. And then you'd be like, oh, well, again, you want to get people kind of over here, not all the way over, you know, just a bit towards the middle. And there you go. But yeah, this was the game that technically started this series. His Graphic took us here one night with a lot of people, and it was very fun. It's a pretty fun party world if you need, you know, if you need a new party world, this might be an option for you. My eyes look horrible right now. Oh, we need to get out of this world. You didn't see anything. No. And episode 2 took place in this location called Obsidian Towers. Now, the neat thing about this place is it has a couple rooms. It's nice and chill. And also the architecture, if you will, has a nice, like, rich person feel to it. Like, you can feel rich without having to actually be rich. Pretty cool, huh? Now, you gotta give me 1 second. My batteries are literally about to die. It's happening again. Oh, okay. This is what they meant by how flashbacks work. I didn't quite respect what they were saying at the time when they brought up PTSD. Oh, okay. Hold on. Not this time. Not this time. Oh, we have to leave this in the video for redemption, though. We have to. So hold on. No. Come on. Pop. Okay. Pop. Stainless steel. We'll do one controller at a time. And I'm hoping this time is different. This time... Oh, no. It's not going to be different. It's not going to be different at all. I was a fool to think it would be different. Why would it be different? I'm just kidding. Okay, I got... Uh-huh. Ah! Yep, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know you're disabled right now. Hold on. Chill. I have to prove that I can do this. You guys can't see, which is, in hindsight, it's something I should have thought of, but, trust me. Come back to life. My arm... Why'd this take me so... I mean, you know, I think it was the pressure. We'll still talk about it later, so if you're here still, we'll talk about it later. Zabel knows exactly what I'm talking about, for example, because he would not let it go. In a funny way, to be fair. Alright, there's one. Now for you. Man, this would have been nice at the bowling alley is all I'm saying. Like, right now... Can I get 2 fingers in there? Hold on, maybe I can fit 2 fingers in here. Hold on. Nope. Okay. I'm a fool. I'm a fool's fool for thinking this would be any different. Hold on. And you know I have to leave this in the video now because it's cheating if I like cut around this to make it look like I did a better job than I did. Oh, that's risky. Oh, that's so risky. Until it isn't, baby. All right, time. It took me 13 minutes. Okay. That took longer than the bowling alley. This is what she meant, time and place. Okay. Now, I'm not going to get into it, because we're only on episode, like, 2. %, let's go. So, anyways, this... Let me make sure we're recording still. Alright, this is Obsidian Tower, okay? So, for those that didn't see the episode, or just may have never seen the world and want to, you come into this world... So, this is the spawn. Nice, beautiful, majestic kind of a situation. Okay. This is the room over here, which has this pool table. We'll get to pool tables later, though. But a nice, you know, outside balcony, nice city, and all that. Kind of weird anomaly-looking thing. Okay. There's this middle room, which is maybe more rememberable for people, because this room had a couple things happen in it. This is the room, and one of the reasons this is on the list is this is the episode where... when the Minecraft worlds broke and someone had to tell Lucy, I was like, cool. Oh, that would really suck if someone had to tell Lucy. And it was like, oh, you should tell Lucy then. I'm like, perfect. The idea being I was hoping to negotiate the information to help eliminate the debt at the time that I had to her. And then it worked out because she was tired and she was like, cool, let me just eliminate the debt. I'm like, bet, here's the information. But also this couch, when I was Monokuma, is the one graphic. If you're watching, this is that nasty one where you do that weird thing because I was AFK on the arm. Yeah, this is that world. Also a nice little balcony area. Glass railing. And then there's one more place because there was over here. I don't know if we can get here from here. But from here? Yeah, it was here. There's this walkway over here, which is pretty fun. There's usually a mirror here. It's like a nice chill world. This is like what I call a gather world. There's certain worlds where I'm like, this is a place you can kind of gather or start gathering people to go somewhere if you don't have your own centralized thing. Digi had this goose, as a matter of fact. He was holding it like right here, and then he like threw it. Well, he didn't throw it like that. He did like a nice little gentle flip. And the cool thing was he somehow landed it straight up. That's about as close as we're gonna get. He's skilled, all right. He had a lot of things going. What the heck? I got new batteries and suddenly I got new strength. That's as good as we're gonna get, all right. And yeah, and then this room takes you right back to this beginning room. Now, unfortunately, you might be like, well, since it's episode 100, 2 things. Why didn't you do like a recap episode like TTT? This is the nature of it. I thought this would be like a cooler, more interactive thing we could do. With this, as me physically going through stuff, that's a bit harder to do in a TTT situation. But 2, some of these worlds are not quest compatible, and I didn't want those people to feel left out if I tried to gather people for like an episode 100 adventure. Because some of these worlds, actually, some of these older worlds are quest compatible, but some of these are not. And I just didn't want that feeling to be a situation of, oh, well, you know, so-and-so or these couple people can't join in the whole adventure. It just felt like it'd feel rude. Whereas if I do it this way, then guess what? I abandon you all equally anyways. Y'all forget, I'm not your antagonist. I am the antagonist. This is what I do. But also, yeah, that's the more serious answer. Is then this way everybody can be left out and abandoned equally. It's perfect. Like this world, for example. As nice as this world is, it's not Quest compatible. Y'all forget, I'm the bad guy. And I know I am. If anything, the problem isn't that I'm the bad guy. It's that some of you guilt trip the bad guy and make me think maybe I should be good guy, when in reality, I should double down on my villainy. So, as of episode 100, I'm going to be doubling down. There will be no more gaslighting. Also, I'm noticing that my hands are a different color than my face, even though they're both skin. I gotta fix that later. Unity, man. So for episodes 3 and 4, we went to this place called the Sky House. Now, there's two things that happen here that I'm going to try and see if I can find. There's an apartment somewhere around here. Eek. There we go. So what are the things that happened here? Oh, yep, this is definitely the same world. This is still left uneaten like I left it uneaten 4 years ago. That's crazy. But the first place is actually should be this door right here. There it is. Yeah, this is the dryer that Graphic got stuck in. I don't remember it having a red ring, though. I thought it was a white one. Maybe this world's been updated. We're going to find out. This is such a spacious bathroom, by the way. What the heck? But anyways, that's one. But the second and probably more iconic thing is this. This is the rooftop. So a couple things happened up here. Here's Game Balls, where Digi came over here. As a matter of fact, why? And he just... How do you throw this? Gotcha, okay. His first try, first shot, he got that middle orange one. It was crazy. We had the DJ Tanks thing over here. Capstan found a box of cookies at random. But the most important thing is, Beluska do, we can too. This. Oh, this is definitely different in VR, that's for sure. But this is a world you go to when you fall off the edge of the building. And it has this iconic kind of tree in the middle. I say iconic because the story is, we were here in VRChat, right? The thing about it is we were here with Digi and some others, and this was kind of like the end of the adventure where people started trailing off. They had to go to sleep, stuff, even though it was the weekend. It's fine. It all makes sense, right? But the thing about it was he went to work out, and he's like, oh, I'll be right back. 40 minutes, like, at the max. So we're like, all right, we can chill here. Like, I'm on desktop at the time, so it's not like I got batteries to worry about. It's fine. It's all cool, and it's whatever. But long story short, as we learned later, he passed out. He worked out, and then he passed out. And so we were here for like 3 hours waiting for him to get back. Because we were chilling. It was, like I said, it was Saturday night. We had nothing else to do at this point. We kind of already hung out for a bit anyways, so it was all good. But yeah, this is that tree where all that happened, and that funny shenanigans. Is called the Sky House. But to get to this part specifically, you got to jump off the cliff. And then if you want to go back, you just respawn until you get back to this elevator. Wait, is that the Eye of London? Are we in London? Is that the River Thames? It doesn't look like it, but it could be. The River Thames is a bit bigger than it may seem. That could just be a Ferris wheel, though. Because I remember there being a thing in the middle. That's not the Eye of London. Because then where's Biggeth Bernard? This one ought to be quick, because this was episode 5. And the thing about this one, this place is called... I should start doing this, too, and then you guys can see it for yourselves, too. This place is called Midnight Rooftop. The thing that makes this one... or should make it go quick anyways. There we go. Is the iconic part of this episode was this room. We were in front of this mirror, and we watched some videos over here. And the whole point was this was going to be like the series finale, because it was going to be a short series where I was just going to get like a couple memories of trying to get some of everybody into a video. Right? We had, the Kimple adventure, which had Kimple, like I said, Selden, Sprite, some other people in that one, sure. And then we had the Wavelength, which was like a game night with some people. This one had some people that weren't. Appreciate it. No, go away. This one had some other people that weren't in it at the time. Like I think Lucy, for example, hadn't been in an episode yet, so she was in this one. And that was going to kind of be it. And then it kind of continued on after that. But this was originally going to be the series finale. It's cool. I like this. I really like this. Stuff like that's pretty cool. Hexagons are also the bestagons. Also, you can go... So the old... I feel like the old spawn for this world was up here, by the way. in case you maybe recognize this world or you think you do. So originally, I feel like the spawn was here. You'd spawn in this room up on the actual rooftop, come out here. There'd be like a little fort area over here, all this, and then you have to go inside to get down there. Is this London? Is that the River Thames? No, I'm just kidding. Crackle my Snapple and pop. Crackle my Snapple and pop. This one is called Deep Blue. It's a pretty straightforward world. It's a nice little beach world. If you feel like the summer and the winter, for example, you just need a taste of it. This is a nice place to come to, actually. It'll give you that sense of feel. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. Well, thing is, you're not exactly asking the right question. Because honestly, even I don't know. Is that a shark? No. Let's see if this one pulls up at the after party too. We're going after it. Hold on. Whoa. Look who it is. Thing looks like a demon. Or a stingray. This is the thing I got acute. See, man, I told you were real. I believed in you. It's alright, buddy. No one else believes in Capson's boobs, and that's fine. I was actually looking... You know what's crazy? I know it's funny haha jokes, but even in the video, the camera... I edited it for the camera to zoom in on the turtle in the background. Like... I was telling the truth, y'all. Also, everyone knows cheeks are superior anyways, so... That's just not my MO. Sorry that you had to learn this... Invisible wall! So that's where the after party is. Okay, well, I'm sorry you have to learn this way, guys, but yeah, no, I get it, because I used to be Monokuma. I still am Monokuma from time to time. And Monokuma has certain tendencies that would actually be kind of in character for. So I'm not actually upset at anybody, don't get me wrong, but yeah, no, I'm sorry, you have just no. No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with hers, I'm just saying just no. Trust me, when I want to be that way, I don't make it a secret. I have no shame, and it's all Odeman's fault. Oh, okay, so for the record, the last world was Deep Blue. I think I mentioned that, but it was from episode 7. This one is from episode 9, and this world is called An Autumn Solitude. Now, the significance of this is quick, so I'll make it quick. Basically, long story short, if you've been around the channel, especially TTT and stuff, right? So Lucy, the MVP we mentioned earlier, she played as Chiaki in TTT. I was Monokuma in VRChat for a while. That's why some people like Digi gave me credit for playing Danganronpa in 2020, for example. I'm going to remember that forever now. But my point is, so a couple, like Lucy actually sped ran the first game, as a matter of fact. She hasn't finished the second one, I don't think, but Chiaki's from that one. So Chiaki kind of has some significance to the group, especially 2020, 2021. And this world in this episode exists because, you know, you can look up characters and like they, you know, have like a birthday on a Wikipedia or something. So it was the 14th of March, Pi Day, basically. March because, you know, we do 314, which 3.1415, etc., etc. And anyways, because of that, we were here on that day with all that context in, because some of the people we hang out with are mute, but they find different ways to express themselves, like soundboards and clips and stuff. So Lote, as a matter of fact, who only played the prologue of the first game, Lote, we're still waiting on the rest of it. If you want people to voice act, I'll run it back as Monokuma and say all the cursed stuff all over again. But we were here, and they were using a bunch of Chiaki voice clips. They had a bunch of stuff set up into like their custom soundboard. And that was really it for this episode. Is that was kind of all of those kind of crossing paths together, and it happened here. Don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. Said don't panic. I should make my own version of Pumpkin Hill. Like I should do a version of it, you know. And it's about Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs down at Pumpkin Hill, you know. I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep. Day on cruise control. I got to find my lost piece. You know what I mean? Like we'll see. So this world is called City 17 by, I'm going to botch your name, Tagian? Names are not my strong suit. This was from episode 10, and the significance for this one, it might have fallen off by now, not the world, but the significance, because part of the fun of recording this one, especially back in desktop, was it was one of those first worlds I went to, if not the first world that I went to, where you like hit tab and you could make it like third person mode for the camera. And so you could have like the camera behind you while you were going through here. Now in VR, maybe you didn't need that so much, especially nowadays in 2025, when you can do so much with the camera, as a matter of fact. So you do like this, and then the camera, you could have it over your, left shoulder, you could have it over your right shoulder, it would be anchored to you, so it'd say like this, but it was cool. So like it was like I was playing a third person, as a matter of fact. It was basically like this. So it was kind of like I was playing like a third person Monokuma game. Body. I can't do the voice right now. I'm gonna be completely real with you. I cannot do the voice right now. Body is about to be discovered. No, that's. I'm gonna have to warm that up. The lighting's changed though, because in the episode it was more of like a either sunset or sunrise lighting, which I guess this could still be sunset or sunrise, but the sky was way more yellow. Here was the hotel, which had the gamer house situation that graphics suggested. But the also significance of this episode and this world, I don't know if we'll be able to find it though, is this is the place where Graphic made the funny joke where he was like, one day before I die, I want a girlfriend. And because he said that, we all were like, whoa, that sounds miserable. That sounds sad. And there was actually more to his statement, and we just cut him off. So, this is that world, basically, as well. I don't know where that was. I don't know how to get in there. And I only have so much battery, so I might have to keep it moving. And we'll just throw the clip in at some point. So there we go. But yes, that's what this one was, and it was cool for both those reasons. I made the joke. I think I put the camera like right here. I showed you my despair. Please respond. A face only a mother could love. Yeah, we're not warming up the voice right now. But yes, it is time to present this, my Opum Magnus, my Opum Modern, my Magnus Opern, presenting me, okay? Just think of me and then presented. Boom, there you go, you're welcome. What a beautiful mental image. I'm sorry, I'm not. But this, so by episode, and honestly probably the most iconic in episode 15, is this world, which I'll show you, my bad. Mono Hibernation by, oh my goodness, this dude named Gamrison. That's crazy. Yeah, this is the first world I ever made in Unity. I've made 5, but this is the only one that made it public. And we won't go on a complete tour, but one of the fun parts is this entire thing was made in Unity. I say that, but then there's this. I drew this, put it into Paint, drew back over it in Paint, and then I learned how to do this cool eye effect using circles in Photoshop. So then I made it like I PNG'd the middle part, left the outer side black, and then put that layer under it, and that's how I made this Monokuma eye design. So that's my work, technically. And then the rest of it is all just Unity shapes, which is why I'm so Monokuma, so maybe it has a bigger effect. But chairs, squares, the washer and dryer over here, this is a sphere, actually, with a flat, like, cylinder around it, and then some knobs and stuff up there, right? Again, these pillars, squares, circles, cylinders, the entire kitchen area right here, right? All these cabinets and stuff, it's just smaller rectangles and stuff that I put together, or I bordered with, again, squares and this giant refrigerator. Now, this refrigerator is massive. It's supposed to be. This is supposed to be a bunker that you're supposed to be able to bunker into for, like, weeks and weeks. So you need a big food storage, all right? It is big if it was a regular place, but it's not a regular place. The idea when I made this place was it was like a bunker for the mastermind to go into. So here's like a area. Why can't I jump? There we go. Couches. You can sit on these, I believe. Yeah. I made chairs. I didn't know a lot of what I was doing, but I knew enough. And then of course this is one part that's talked about is the hand railings, right? So you have again, these are rooms. Do I have rooms? We'll just go, maybe we'll do a tour real quick. Okay, this video is long anyways. The bed. I just took a pill to make it look like a pillow. Standing desk, TV. Bedroom area. There we go. We'll go back down here real quick because there's 2 rooms down here technically. It's massive when you're this small of an avatar. The bathroom, massive toilet. I'm pretty sure the septic tank used to be white. Why is this black now? Wait a second. I haven't updated this world. So this is a shower. There's no curtain, okay, but there's the nozzle way up there, okay, right? And then I didn't think about this, but I could have made glass by putting up some square panels and then turning their opacity down to like 5 or something. That could have worked. But yeah, this is a big... multiple people can fit in the shower, all right? If for some reason... never mind. Let me not... yeah. Kitchen, sinks to wash your hands and stuff. All right, and there's one more room down here we'll go to real quick. Like, I'm a little proud of my first Unity project, okay? So if you know how Danganronpa works, this is like the mastermind room. You can go in here. You have control panels, a viewing screen, lots of Monokuma logos around. You can sit in this chair. The chairs are kind of broken for the smaller avatars especially. But then we go to the rest of the world. Because the rest of the world is where the magic happens. Because first of all, you might recognize this, of course, if you've played Danganronpa, as a class trial room. I think I lagged there. Okay, camera, we good? All right. Hopefully, we'll see in the recording. Maybe it's gonna be funny. I'll leave it in the recording. But that was rough. But yeah, there's 16 podiums, 16 students. They can all, stand around. Here's the chair, like Monokuma would usually be in. The funny thing about it is this middle part, you'll levitate because the collider that's here is still here for some reason. But I left it in case you use a small avatar or for some reason you were using this legitimately and want to like present evidence here. It's up above. People can see it from wherever they are, kind of a thing. But these that's what these are. These are like the podiums you would go to if you were a taller avatar. I guess you could stand on the here though. That's why I put a little lip like this. So you can stand here too if you're a small avatar and still see everything. Yeah. I'm trying to like explain things without spoiling anything in case you're interested in Danganronpa and just haven't gotten to it yet. So there's that. But we're going to talk about this real quick. So originally this was the centerpiece of the map. Before I replaced it with a class trial and moved the ramp over there, because the ramp used to be where the chair is, then I put all that in there, installed the class trial room, moved the ramp over there, and it was just one, was the center of the map actually. And then I'm like, okay, people love mirrors. So let me make it, if you're just going to come here for the mirror, that's fine. I made a big mirror here for that reason, but I fell. There we go. So this is the infamous mirror button. Now, as short Monokuma, Monokuma's not that particularly tall. So it makes sense that everything is pretty big compared to him. But if you go back to regular me, here's the thing, it's still pretty big, and I'm not tall. I'm not like a baller 7 foot something, right? But this is actually still pretty higher up than I thought because I made it based off of Monokuma when I was in Unity, and I should have thought about a couple other things a bit more. Like, for example, Lucy, right? So she has what we call, what she calls even Wholesome Lucy, which is like her OG avatar. It's 6'6". Now, if you don't know about, the imperial system and America and all that, let me just tell you, 6'6", it's tall. Let's just put it that way. This is taller than that. So, yeah, I made a mistake making it that tall. It's pretty easy to click, don't get me wrong, but you get this massive mirror, which is nice. But to finish it off, this is the bunker idea, though. It's like there's an elevator that would bring you down to here. This is where you'd actually start. This is big in VR. Holy crap. Even Monokuma heads, like I made them using just in Unity stuff. That's why the mouth looks like he needs a dentist, all right? Like, while we're at it, though, just to have, while we preload the next world, so while we're at it, right? So I said 6'6". I will say this, it might help none of you, but just in case, if you ever need to try to remember measurements, right? When it comes to converting stuff, 5'7" is the equivalent to 170 centimeters. So that's an easy way to remember that. 5'7", 170 centimeters. Furthermore, we're going to simplify this a little bit though. 1 inch is equal to about 2.5 centimeters. Technically 2.54, but simple math, just 2.5, okay? So if I was like, I'm 5'10", okay? Then you know that 5'7" is 170 centimeters. So to get up to 5'10", you would just add 2.5 to 170 3 times. So, okay, 1.72.5 or 1.72 and a half. Okay, that's 5.8. 175, that's 5.9. 177.5, 5.10. And it's one of those things where if you have to convert on the fly, like in your head, no calculators, no computers, that might help you. It might not, but it might help you to have that knowledge. There you go. The same way, which by the way, while the world's almost unloading, the same way that in degrees, so like temperatures, right? If I said it was 61 degrees, you flop that around, that's the equivalent in Celsius, 61. Same with 82. If I say it's 82 degrees Fahrenheit, that is about 28 degrees Celsius. If I say it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 0 degrees Celsius. It's freezing. Or supposedly freezing temps, all right? The cold doesn't exist. I will bring the cold back dead. And one day, me and my friends will all live in comfortable peace. But not today. I haven't solved that issue for a couple people. One outstanding at this point, as a matter of fact. We're working on it. It's a work in progress, okay? It will happen one day. Yes, but not today. But yeah, but that was the kind of the significance of this specific world. Was this not only was a world I made, I used to assemble in this world before I kind of stopped doing that. It's still cool and all. There's some things that are kind of maybe aging over the years, sure, but it's still a pretty cool world. I'm still pretty proud of it. There's things I do different nowadays that I've learned some new stuff, but yeah, it's pretty all right for what it is, and I enjoy it. Which then brings us to Turncliffe. Now, unfortunately, the original world doesn't seem to exist, only this updated version, which, don't get me wrong, it's nice, but the OG version from episode 15 does not seem to exist anymore. But yes, Turncliffe. How many of y'all know about Final Fantasy 14? You should at this point. It's even in the intro, as a matter of fact, because Lucy's our like Final Fantasy 14 like leader. We call her Final Fantasy leader Lucy. And I mean we. It's gonna stick, and you guys don't have a choice about it anymore. That's how this works. We promote people against their will anyways all the time, so there we go. But yes, like I said, don't get me wrong, this is nice. This is the new version, as opposed to that version where there wasn't even water in the fountain. It was like right over here. We'd spawn, and we were asking her about like the free-to-play trial back when it was to level 60. It was right there. Little did they know that the reason I keep crossing my arms and being up on ledges is not to aura farm. It's because for some reason the arms on this model are kind of broken and won't hang properly, so this just makes it look better when I'm filming and I have to be on the camera as much as I've been on the camera so far for this video. Yeah. So there's a reason we're at the Great Pug specifically. We came here for a couple episodes here and there, but never too long. But there was a pretty significant thing that I guess I don't really need to bring up the menu for you to see the name of the world. I think everybody that knows about VRChat knows about what the heck? How long has that been a thing? Wait, what? Huh? Right. So the Great Pug, right? The roost specifically. I'll bring it up anyways, just in case, right? But the Great Pug. You type in the Great Pug, it will come up. This was from episode 16. I think the idea of the episode, I named it something like Golf Pirate Betrays Hipster Dinosaur. There was this weird name generator thing that was going around at the time, and me, Digi, Kimple, and some others used it, but it was right here, just about, where low-key Digi was getting finessed by Kimple. I hate to say it that way. Listen, I'm on his side, okay, but it happened, there was there. She was using some strong language, if you will. And not like bad language, like TOS, but like master dominance language. Let's put it that way. It was right here. That's where it happened. Zabel was in the corner over there. I think he was AFK, to be fair. He wasn't just like being a loner. Yeah, this was but it was at the top floor at the Roost specifically. Now, if you need another group game, welcome to Bomber.io. Now, there's a couple significance to this world, as a matter of fact, that we'll go into, but one of the first ones is just how to find it. So, again, here we go. Bomber IO. I can't pronounce that, and I hate ruining other people's names. I just feel bad. But there you go. Okay, the significance of this game is basically you can play with multiple people. You'd enter here, usually spawn with this gun. It fires these things. This is how I use to try and take out other players. You can spawn back in as many times, by the way. There's no limit until the Battle Royale starts. You'll know the Battle Royale starts when the sun sets. That big old ball right there. When it sets over there in the distance, then you can't get back in for that round. But until then, you can die like literally 100 times and it's fine. And then as you do this, you move faster within your circles. Circles, as we know, we love circles around here. Circles are great. Take care of your local circle today. But what you want to do is your circle gets bigger as you collect these little gems, right? And then with this gun, it'll level up the more of these you collect as well. But furthermore, when you collect 3 of these things right here, you get a special on your gun. It'll do something like that. Ah, yes. War. It never changes. And the idea is you can get up to level 5, and then your gun will start shooting special things automatically. Also, be careful, you can blow yourself up. And then you just, whoever has the most score at the end, and then of course when the Battle Royale starts, whoever's in the lead of the time will be the center of the Battle Royale circle, and you win. So there you go. And then these things will level up too. Like, eventually your blast will just drop like an orbital laser if you get to level 5 without dying, and it's pretty sick. But also, why I'm talking about this is because this world is why I call Battle, or started calling Battle, a king. Because he went all out on this world a couple times, and he was very excited when he'd win. And you have a little crown when you win it, so I call him the King of Bomber IO. That's where it started for me. I'm not exactly sure if that's where it started for most others too, but it might have been where it started. Obviously, it's continued for several other reasons. Battle's proven his dominance in many other ways as well. You can just tell by that chiseled jawline he has. All right, he's built for greatness. That's just how it works. I don't make the rules. I just narrate. But yeah, that's what this world is. Okay. So this world is called Truancy. And one of the cool parts about it is it's a world that's inside of a giant hourglass. Oh, that's kind of imposing. What you do is you take this right here, right? And you can fly to oh, that is... I don't know if I've ever been intimidated by a giant piece of wood before until now. That's crazy. But anyways, there are multiple places you can go. And we went to in that same episode. That episode was kind of jam-packed with a lot. Some of the older episodes used to be like a good 40, almost 50 minutes long. And it's because we might go like to 10 different worlds and I'd have moments from all of them. You can go way out there. You can land on that platform going there. Here, you can go actually under the Sphinx here. And there's a whole like labyrinth under there that leads to a place. I think of that particular episode. I mean, yeah, if I get higher, you can kind of really start seeing. There's like a river. Oh, is that the River Thames? Listen, the key to any good joke is repetition, okay? There's that over there. Where we kind of ended up going was over here. There's like a little cafe area over here. Oh yeah, it's a giant hourglass that's on an even bigger table. There we go. Here's the cafe. Yeah, buddy, I'm hungry. I shouldn't be here. I've got work to do. We're not allowed to eat until we finish work. That's the rule. That's how it's always been. Obviously, that's a great way to do things. Because then, we get motivated to do more work. Haha. But yeah, all of this was episode 17, by the way. But here we go, Truancy by table. This place is called Crossing Fields. Now, this one is pretty quick and simple. And this is where the first time we really met Gammo. And it was right around over here, as a matter of fact, where Digi was talking. Gammo's thing, one of many, to be fair. Gammo has many things. Most of which are funny as the last, but it was right over here. Digi was talking, and Gammo goes banter, and before we can respond, just banter these nuts, and it was the funniest thing because Digi's like, we didn't even get a time to. What do you mean banter? It was great, and it was this world. That whole episode, it was episode 24. I don't know if I said it or not, but episode 24. So now we're jumping a bit. And it was right here. And we've known Gammo ever since. Gammo was in the last episode, as a matter of fact. Gammo will be in the upcoming episode 101, as a matter of fact. There's some honorable mentions that we'll go across really quick. So, in episode 26, we went to the kitchen cooking world that still exists. It can be pretty fun with a couple people for like a round or two, right? Episode 27 was the Squid Games world. There's also an AT&T like world that I guess I could go to it real quick while we do some more honorable mentions from there so you can see it. But it has like a Quizlet section we went to, and it's nice. The Quizlet's the same though, so once you've gone through it once, you know all the answers, and there you go. Then episode 28 was the one where I talked to Capstan about getting scammed about Minute Maid Lemonade on the one and only cruise I've ever gone on in my life. So, the reason that has Squid Games to it is just because we also went to a Squid Game map. That's like when Squid Games that first came out, and that was fun. Now, however, we're jumping to episode 29 because there's a very important organization I am a part of. Yes, Seeker's Remorse, that counts, but there's another one that even predates that, as a matter of fact, from some people that I've known since late 2017, even early 2018 to be more official, I guess. But let's get into that. Yes. Now, welcome to Mechanics Workshop 1.0. It's kind of in construction. There's a couple things that there's an updated build right now that hasn't been made public yet because it's not quite finished off. But this is the version, if you look up mechanics at the moment, that currently exists. It's a pretty fun world. You've seen us in it for a couple of reasons, and it usually is 1.0 and 2.0 have kind of been like the starting points on the mechanics centric episodes. Especially last year, Steam has kind of started doing these like once a month kind of like mechanics meetups, and that way the different people in mechanics can kind of have a chance to interact with each other without it being on a commission for the first time or something. That way people can kind of build up, say, some chemistry and stuff as they work together, or if someone is kind of like afraid to break the ice with somebody because they're maybe intimidated by their line of work versus their line of work. There's kind of like an environment to kind of start doing stuff like that. And it's kind of cool, actually. But this is 1.0, so there's a lot of things that are still a bit, perhaps, outdated. Why is Steam's card over here? Speaking of Steam, one of the cool things that will eventually be a case here is this board, which is part of why we've migrated back to 1.0, is you would take someone's card. Most of the cards are over here, as a matter of fact. But you would take someone's card, you come over here, you'd slip it in. It'll come up over here. It'll say them, who they are, so like their mechanics member, and eventually it's going to say like, commission information and stuff like that here, like what Steam does and stuff too. This isn't the newer version, so I don't think my card's here. There's some guest cards too, so good old Zabel right here. That's just kind of cool though to have that in there, right? But yeah, that's the idea. You go to find someone, Osa. You drop that in, and it'd be like, oh, this person does this, this, and this. Steam's an artist. I do, film stuff, or not film stuff, I guess video stuff, and the likes. And that's that kind of cool concept about that at some point. This doxing orb in the middle here. Well, that's the eventual plan, but that's where you've maybe seen this world the most. Is not just episode 29, but a couple episodes of mechanics meetups. That's how they kind of usually start. Is we usually come here, and it has all these different rooms in there. Now I'm going to say this. I'm going to be that guy. It's time for me to start a beef. All right? Listen. I'm going to start. The devil is a lie. Oh, okay. No, my eyes are here just fine, so what the heck was going on over there? Anyways, I'm going to start a low-key beef. Listen, when we do the hangouts, it's not mandatory that people come, right? It's kind of like a meshing thing anyways. It's kind of like a for fun thing. It's kind of like the game nights and stuff like that. It's kind of like an excuse for us to kind of do stuff together that isn't just purely commission work for clients and stuff like that. But I'm going to call some people out. This is a whisper. I'm just letting you know it's me. It's me that's been saying this. If you say you're going to come to a hangout and then you can't or don't want to or whatever, that's fine. But could you maybe just let the host know that's the change of plans, if you can. Obviously, if your internet goes out, lightning strikes, boom, whole country gone dark. Can't help there, understandable, But if you say you're going to come, and then you don't say something's happened, or you don't even say like, oh, my mood's just changed, so I'm just not feeling anymore. Maybe just give the people a heads up so we're not here for 40 minutes thinking so-and-so's coming, and they're just not coming, and so we just get on because there's just a lack of communication. Communication makes the world go round. Okay, so yeah, it's me. It's me that's been saying those complaints. If one of you've been wondering who's been complaining, that's me. I'm just saying. If you're like, hey, my stomach feels bad. Hey, I just feel like playing a different game. Hey, I can't make it. Or even, hey, I'm going to be late. Just some communication, all right? That's all I'm saying. It's not too hard. We're adults. All right. Cool. Thank you. All right. Long ago, in a forest not so much forgotten, destiny departed. And so in its footsteps came an event that would be remembered forever. Some people call it Death Do Us Part. Other, an eternal ensemble. Most of us, though, call it marriage. So this is the world. So there was, it's kind of funny on a side note, by the way. Speaking of foxes, because Mioi is relevant for this for a second. I was looking for this world in Call for like 2 hours. I was just going back. I was like typing things in. A world with dead trees, overcast, stuff like that. And then after I found it, I was like, cool, guys, I found the world. Mioi's in the call too, and she just goes, oh, you could have just asked me. I remember the name of the world. And it's just kind of like a reminder. Sometimes, you know, you have friends for a reason. Lean on them sometimes, but this was it. This was where it happened. This is the world where Kempo forced Digi to marry her. Yep. It was two options, either be a husband or be a slave, and the rest of us were like, same thing, really. But yeah, it was right here. The also significance is in the Seeker's Remorse Discord, my name is Traitor. And it's funny because sometimes people will come in there and they'll call me Traitor because they don't recognize it's me, Gam. It's the same person. I know I've worn different names over the years, to be honest. So it's fair. But the reason I'm called Traitor is because he asked me, he looked me dead in the windows of my soul and was like, you're not recording, right? And like, I didn't mean to. So on my old mouse, which I had for 11 years, again, I use things until the wheels fall off. My old mouse was dying. So sometimes I double click. So I went to hit end record in OBS, and the one click double clicked. Like it was a software issue, not like a hardware, me actually double clicking. So I went to check if I was recording, and sure enough, I was. I didn't mean to, but since I was anyways, I'm like, no, of course not. But I was, and it turned into episode. What is that episode, by the way? My bad. I don't think I pulled that up. Episode 31 is the marriage episode, the later half of that episode. And this world, if I bring this up, is just called the Autumn Woods, by the way. It has a nice feel to it, to be honest. I love overcast weather, as a matter of fact. I live in the Pacific Northwest, right? I won't say exactly where. It's a big area, so you won't find me unless I want to be found. That's how that works. Trust me, it's happened before. Point is, though, it was right here. It was right here, and it was great, and it was fun. Kind of reminds me of The Matrix a little bit for some reason, but it's a nice chill world, and it was right here. And I got branded a traitor, and then by the time I woke up, I had been sold to Bbotics for like $2 million. That was Digi's doing. But I won't forget that, and that's why I won't change my name in that Discord either. I'll forever be Traitor now. It's a good memory. I really wanted to find this world for this grand tour that we're basically doing, and I did. Step into the grand tour. A brand new battle begins. Worlds like these are kind of relaxing. And while that's not exactly the reason why we're here, it's kind of nice to kind of look at the scenery sometimes. Oh my goodness. There's a problem on the horizon. There's no horizon. But yeah, this was actually just a kind of a nice chill world. But the significance of this world is a two-parter situation. See, there was a time where Digi was really into learning German, as well as Spanish to be fair, but also German. So this world, some of you might already recognize because this is the infamous Gut Nacht world. Now, I don't know if I said it right or said it wrong right. I'm supposed to say it wrong right. I'm supposed to say it wrong. So it's Gut Nacht and Gut Nacht. I just swallowing. Hold on. I can't speak German very well, but the point is, one means good night in German. But like the slightest change, and instead of saying good night, you say good naked. And it was the funniest thing. Capson was there, and we were using her reactions to see if we were getting any of the terms correct or not. And we got it wrong, and it was hilarious because she was dying of laughter. And this is where that happened. It was this little balcony right here. He was like right here. I was over here. He was actually streaming on Twitch. So like Blue, who was also German, she was in the chat, and it was fun. Lote threw it back, for example, by accident and just smacked people in the face. Zabel was here too. It was one of those late night June, summer nights where it was like the weekend, and we just kind of just stayed up till like 6 a.m. that day, chilling. That was episode 50, by the way, too. So we made a bit of a jump, you know. We're getting through these eventually here. But yeah, that's the significance of this one. I'll bring it up. This one is called Shoegaze Apartment, by the way. And this is what I mean. Some of these worlds, unfortunately, are not Quest compatible. So again, a reason I'm not doing this with the squad is just because I didn't want anyone in the squad to feel left out if they wanted to do this. So, you know, then it's like, you can see it in the video form. I got you. I'll have you covered. Oh, the after party. It was funny because in episode 99, Graphic goes, wait, is that Kimble? I'm like, I keep trying to tell y'all. The reason I didn't want to fight these people, some of y'all call it a cowardice. I called it respect. This isn't like a, oh, they're just really good at this within the squad or something. They're just good at this, period, across the entirety of VRChat. So I don't want to hear that noise, all right? I made the reference in one of the episodes where I'm like, this is like saying, why don't you want to 1v1 LeBron in the NBA or something? It's like, no. I don't care how rusty, for example, they try to act like they were or whatever. Like, there's still a level of, you still know things that I don't. And out of respect, I'm worried. That's all it was. That's all it was. So technically, we jumped to episode 68, which was the Etsuko episode, as a matter of fact. Speaking of long episodes, it was the first time we did a long episode in a while. Because instead of breaking that up, I kind of made that into one mega episode. Battle Disc came back, by the way. By the way, I was saying their name wrong for a while. I just have to out myself again so that y'all can laugh at my, pain. I thought their name was Quaddy. Because I thought it was like, I saw the QUA and thought quack, like a duck, you know. And then, of course, the ADDY, like daddy. So I put it together, and that's not how you say their name. I was botching their name for 6 months before anyone ever corrected me. I think I was watching an Etsuko stream and they rated them afterwards, and I just asked them straight up. And Steam was there and he laughed, and I'm like, that's fair. Sorry to all parties involved. But even though technically that showdown went down and the R3 cross disc world, we don't talk about cross disc. We talk about battle disc. I'm a villain. I think you guys forgot I'm a villain. It's my job to be disrespectful and rude at least once a week. Sometimes we're rude to other villains, so that just works out. But y'all forget. Don't forget. But technically, we started here. So let me recap that day because since we're not using that world, we're going to be using this one. In short, a couple things happened. The weekly... Okay, so since we jumped 18 episodes, by episode 60, we finally got VR. So it was the first episode, and it was like New Year's that year. So I could have went to the New Year's map, but that map kind of hits different by yourself than with people. And it was like New Year's 2023 going into 2024, okay? Leading up to that, we technically tried to be in VR in October, but we were using Airlink instead of Steam Link, and it just was not working. It was not having it. It was not allowing us to do any of it, so it was fine, whatever. So then in December, we used Steam Link. Steam Link then allowed us to actually, it's what we're still using to this day, use VR, and it works and it doesn't crash on us and all these other things as well. So because of that, at that particular day, I was troubleshooting with Steam and Kimple. Both of them were helping me out, and it lasted a while. I'm just going to put this in here. If you are setting up your VR headset, and for some reason it says it needs to enable a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connection, and you have your Bluetooth connection, you think, on, check it again. Because for some reason I turned those on, and then after another step, the Bluetooth part turned off, and we had to troubleshoot for like 15 minutes trying to figure out why it just wasn't working. And so I turned the Bluetooth thing back on. I don't know if that's a thing in newer headsets or whatever, but if it's like this headset was, just check the Bluetooth, make sure it's on. Yeah. The significance being, Steam has this rule in mechanics. In mechanics, when you join and you get VR, you have to run the fade with Kimple and Etsuko. That's like the two fourth and foremost that he's like, at some point it will happen. And you know me, Coward McGee, I don't run from challenges, so I'm like, I guess, at least with Kimple, because why not? You know, that's cool. I didn't have any beef with Etsuko whatsoever. I'd seen them, obviously, in Steam's chat and stuff, and Steam would raid them. We've gone over this, right? It's been years and years. They were there when Steam played FNAF VR, if y'all remember. right? Like, so, and that was back in 2020. In the chat, I mean, Steam was the only one actually in the street. He might have felt better if it was like a reinforcement situation. Poor dude. But anyways, long story short. In short, in troubleshooting, we ran the fade with Kimple, yes. But also then afterwards, again, fresh into VR, not really having VR a long time, it was like, okay, now I gotta run the fade with Etsuko. So Steam does what he does best, is he instigates. You thought I was gonna say art. He does do art very well, but if there's one thing he's better at than art, it's instigating. So somehow he instigated that I had to fight Etsuko, and I just, like, I'm sorry, but that was not gonna go well. I barely knew how to throw a disc. All right, I barely know how to make an avatar. The mouth isn't moving on this. I don't know if you've noticed, but yeah, the visemes are broken. There's certain things I just don't know how to do. So there's certain things that I should not do. But anyways, that's what that episode basically was the battle against Etsuko. To her credit, instead of going full veteran destroyer, because she's had the nickname the Destroyer within Steam and us for like 6 years. All right, she was actually kind and not like try hardy, and it was actually like silly and goofy and stuff. And it was actually a pretty fun day. I'll admit that here. You know, this is a safe space. So I'll say that though. It was fun. I'd do it again, truth be told. Not the bullying thing that came out of it. We don't talk about that. That part did not canonically happen. We talked about this earlier. This is the canon ending. All right. But like in all actuality, since I was also there for fun and they were there for fun, it just ended up being a fun day, to be honest. And so that was cool. And I've liked playing this ever since. Now that I've practiced, I'm still not good at it. But I could throw a bit while we keep talking about that episode. Headset battery's low. Ah, fair. I'm still horrendous at this. Also, I notice a lot of people do like underhand. I'm an overhand kind of guy. Now, I'm not saying that's the best way to play, but I'm realizing there's some people, they got some like real speed too. Just like, wow, like that. Oh, it says it up there. Okay, that's cool. I think that's been a thing for a minute, but yeah. Maybe if I practice underhand, I could get it, because my overhand is definitely leaves stuff to be desired. Let's just put it that way. Especially legacy throw. I'm terrible at legacy throw for sure. I'm terrible at the other throw too, but I'm definitely terrible at legacy throw, as you're witnessing right now. But it's cool. It's a fun game. That day was also pretty fun. Now, yeah, of course, the bully allegations came from that day, and I've been dealing with that ever since. All right, there's some people that actually believe her now. She'll raid somebody and be like, "Yeah, Gam bullied me," and I'll be like, "I bet he did." It could be someone that I've known for a while that knows better, and they'll still be like, "Yeah, but she just seems sincere." So, all right then, cool. But in all seriousness, and to conclude episode 68, that was a fun time though, to be honest, because it was one of the beginnings too, in my opinion, of like, not the first time Steam's organized something, but like he's kind of stepped up in trying to organize certain things to make sure that people can feel connected. I know that Etsuko's been in a boat where she's just like, man, I wish I could hang out with people like mechanics and all them more often in VRChat or something specifically. But in general, it was one of those situations where it kind of was, I'd say, like the first example of that kind of really happening. And then we started doing the mechanics hangouts, like, you know, March onwards, or like, I think it was March or May onwards of, you know, 2024 since. So I kind of credit that day with that as well. Furthermore, despite seeing them around, technically it's been the most I've talked to Etsuko in the entirety of forever that I've known who they are. So in that way, Steam built a bridge. It's been a bit of a bullying bridge, sure, but it's a bridge nonetheless. But yeah, I find this fun. Sometimes I'll get in here and I'll just do this. I'll just go to the training wall and just kind of do this. Also, I didn't know this was here for the longest. I've nicknamed this button Etsuko, as a matter of fact. She knows why. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Wait, whoa. Let me out. I was supposed to go a lot quicker than it did. But yeah, it was fun, and we didn't use this world, so I will say technically this is why the bully allegations are non-canon, is because I've never played against Etsuko here. This is the Battle Disc arena, you know what I'm saying? She's never lost to me here. I'm just saying. Canonically, she's never lost to me in this arena, which is crazy because I remember the coding leading up to it. She was trying to make it so that my disc would be like, what, 80% slower and hers would be like 500% faster. I'm sorry. We all witnessed the 1000 disc thing. I don't know if they need that speed. Also, to conclude, that's your once a year Etsuko video. So I say she gets in VR chat once every blue moon. I say that because she said that, to be honest. I'm not putting words in her mouth, by the way. It's a statement I've seen her make. Now, obviously what she actually does is her business. She could be in VR chat every single day. That's for her to do. But episodically wise, especially, that's kind of the one video, because that's one thing. Actually, yeah, this segment's going to be a bit longer than it's supposed to be. We got to have another conversation like we did in the mechanics workshop. We got to have this conversation. People, there's something that some people don't understand. Listen, okay, so the bullying thing, right? It makes it like, oh, they're your victim. First of all, no, but second of all, people think that means I have leverage. And so when we do things, people are like, oh, why don't you invite Etsuko? I'm like, that's not how that works. I can't just hit her up and be like, hey, Saturday we're all getting the VR and we're doing battle this stuff. If you want to come swing by and observe, feel free. That's not how that works. Stop asking me to invite them. Not because their company is like banned. I'm just saying that's not how that works. For some reason, people think that's how that works. Because I can just go like, hey, we're doing a thing. Come on. No. Truth be told, they should have murked me in that match anyways. Y'all don't understand because of what y'all witnessed because she played some games, alright? That shark is still at the after party somewhere. But that's not how that works. Like, legitimately, that's not how that works. That doesn't work with anybody. I can't summon anybody, truth be told. It's a miracle episodes 98, 99 happened that we were able to get people together spontaneously like that. I kind of planned it, but I kind of winged it at the same time. Sometimes that's a plan, improv. Yeah, think on your feet, but that's not how that works. This one specifically, they do their own thing. I can't command them. Stop asking me to command. I can't. It doesn't work like that. It just does not. However, what I will say is going forwards, yeah, there's a lot of people that when we ever organize things in the future, people are always welcome if they want to. It's never a forced thing though. Don't ever feel like someone's gonna get like shamed if we host an event. It's like, oh, it'd be cool if so and so and so can make it. If they can't make it, they can't make it. And it's fine. Which leads me to the next episode we're going to jump to. Before we leave this world, we're going to see it in a later part, obviously, but it also led to Steam wanting to host a mechanics-hosted Battle Disc tournament. Maybe Steam-sponsored Bits hosted. Bits is good at hosting events, so it was going to happen. But that was an example, right? Like some people, we'll just keep using Etsuko since we're on the Etsuko episode, right? She says she's retired, right? Or at least rusty. Or that there's no hype, which is a lie. She's a liar? I'll say that just fine. A lot of people lie. I lie. You can't lie to a liar, alright? That's how that works. But point is, the tournament wasn't like we're going to be super competitive, body each other. It was kind of like a for fun / excuse for some of us to kind of play against each other. Because some of us, sometimes we pass like ships in the night. Well, there's some of us that we want to play against each other, and it's for fun, but like we just can't get our schedules. So it's like, okay, if we make a tournament, then there'll be like a set date everyone can kind of clear for if they want to. And then we can just kind of play against each other for fun if we want to. That's what it was, right? Like Bits, we'll get to the episode, so I won't say specifically like what happens and who wins and stuff yet. But we'll get there. But yeah, when we do stuff like that, I do think I want to iterate not just this, but since we're here as the example, a lot of it's usually for fun. Actually, all of it is for fun. When we do, even if it's such a situation like a tournament, which has us going against each other, it's still for fun. No one's allowed to come there and be like super competitive and super toxic or stuff. We'll all like vote kick them out. Like we're there. In some cases, some people barely have played too. So it's like some of it's kind of a little bit of a learning experience. Trial by fire, of course, because fire is the best element. What are you going to do? Trial by water? Like throw someone in an ocean, see if they swim? No, you throw someone in an ocean, see if they can swim by shooting a flamethrower at them. Now you need to worry about breathing and the fire. If you surface at the wrong time, you're going to burn your hair off, if not more. There you go. Fire. But in all seriousness, because there's been a lot of jokes in this section and this video, yeah, so in the future, if we ever hosted, for example, another Battle Disc tournament, first of all, if you want to come and not compete, that's totally fine. We made it so that if you just wanted to come and hang out and just watch people play, that was totally fine too. If you want to ever come and participate, because we had some people that were kind of hesitant because they were worried we were going to go super difficult on them. It's like, no, we're not going to like throw games necessarily, because Bits was like, there's no throwing games allowed. But at the same time, fun was like allowed. So it's like, no, if we're playing against someone and it's clearly not their lane, we'll try and take it a different way with them. But again, if you wanted to just come hang out, come spectate, come play, come teach, come whatever, all was welcomed, and it was a fun time. See, as I preload the next world, one of the fun things about this world coming back specifically too was the nostalgia. I didn't have VR back then, but like, especially even just watching Kimple's streams. Like, Kimple used to stream twice a day, and for her morning, but for me it was my midnight to 2 a.m. window. She would stream VRChat. Sometimes both streams would be VR back when VR was first blowing up, of course. But then later on, the late night one might still be the VRChat stream, and then the other one might be a variety game. And she'd just be playing this against people. And it was fun. It was fun to be here again. Because I'd come in here on desktop sometimes and we'd world hop and stuff, sure, but being here in VR and actually getting to experience this and several other gaming maps like in VR finally, phenomenal job recreating this one, but also just in general. I just think it's kind of fun to do stuff with people. Which, as I load up the next world, is the point I was making. If you ever did want to come hang out, you specifically listening right now, and not even every time, but maybe something's happening, you're like, I do kind of want to be there, just, make sure you just reach out to one of us. We would usually be happy to have friends along for the ride, of course. All right, jump into episode 74 real quick. Some of you have probably seen this world already, but again, if you need another group game, welcome to Probability Labs. The way this basically works is when you have enough people, you'll hit start, and then you'll be put in these center platforms. They're not there right now, but they will be. And then every 5 seconds, a different event will happen. A tornado, a flood, lightning, sometimes good stuff, like a beach will spawn and whatever. And it's basically the last person standing that doesn't get killed by any of the things wins. So it's going to be a nice, fun, again, group game. We had Bomber IO, for example, that we showed off. We have this. Battle Disc technically exists in that realm too, but some of the old games too, as well as like Steel and Gold, the old Capture the Flags map, which someone rebuilt, or at least re-released. There's a couple gaming worlds that we're using this to highlight, that if you want to get a group together and you want to do some activities, there you go. Speaking of, I used to think the Sonic Boom song was saying Sonic Move, or Sonic Moves. I thought the song was about how fast Sonic moves, which can be described with a Sonic Boom, to be fair. But the homie Z-Box, alright? Z, right? Showed us this world in June of 2024, as a matter of fact. So now we've actually jumped up to episode 78. And the cool thing about this world, into one of these then, yeah, I'll put you in the world. And you're actually just in the world. You can double jump. You can go through all the springs and stuff. You can get to a goal ring, which is like way up there. You got to platform a bit and go across. And obviously, as someone that likes Sonic a lot, this was actually... Oh, I can't go back. Wait, hold on. This was actually a pretty cool place to go to. Okay, there we go. You can go here, and then you can go here. This one's pretty fun, too. And the thing I like about this world specifically is when it comes to the loops, like sometimes VRChat makes you try and jump up the loop and stuff. Now, this one will just take you. It'll just auto-code you in and throw you around the loop, so you don't have to worry about doing that. And that's what makes this one pretty fun, in my opinion. There you go. You get platformed to your heart's content. So this world, we're using the world music for this one because this slapped. All right, listen. First of all, I got it wrong. I thought we went to this in 2024, but this is technically VCAT 2023. Hotel Gajau. I botched that. I'm sorry. God, I suck. But episodically wise, this was episode 80. Had a couple significance. One, if I'm being completely honest, this was one of the last days in VR that just felt great. I'm not saying there hasn't been good days since. Let me explain though. Because that's gonna sound a bit wild, I imagine. But what I mean is that it was a very goofy day with not a lot of weight on it, if that makes sense. It was one of those days where just kind of none of us had anything we had to do. So we all just kind of had a fun day because of it, if that makes sense. Like sometimes those days are kind of nice where you look back on it and you go, I don't know if I really got anything done, but it still felt like it had meaning regardless. Saw some of everybody that day because everybody kind of joined in. It was one of those kind of more open situations. It wasn't like a mechanics only thing. So we've started doing that a bit more this year too, where hangouts tend to be a bit more open-ended and stuff because it allows more people to, you know, participate. And then if a lot of people don't show up within mechanics, a lot of people tend to show up out of mechanics, and so it's still not a time investment that has, you know, people not responding to, hey, if you're able to not come, it's fine, just maybe say it. But yeah. Also, Zervis. So we have to talk about right on. Dab it up. Zervis. So Steam was supposed to fight Zervis in Battle Disc, and then in typical fashion, somehow I ended up being their opponent instead. I've been dodging them like the plague until July, and then Steam invites them here with us on the VRChat adventure, which was fine until later on. I got tricked because we jumped through like several of these worlds, and they're nice, and the music's nice too. Wait, this is new. This wasn't here last time. I'm pretty sure this wasn't here last time. Yeah, pretty sure a lot of these actually just folded away. Long story short, we jumped through a portal back to Battle Disc, and I got baited into finally fighting Zervis after dodging them for like 4 months straight. So, you know. Hey. Now, don't get me wrong, that didn't ruin the day. It was actually fun. It was all fun and games, and that's the point about this whole series, is it's just memories. If something happens to somebody or whatever happens just in life, we can then look back on these 100 episodes and be like, I remember that. That was fun. What was the name of that world? What a fun day. A Phoenix Firebird. Bless in it. Like, that's the main point of this series. This series isn't to go viral. I thought they were taller from a distance. What happened? Okay. There was supposed to be a throne around here too. But that's the idea. We'll look back on these and hopefully laugh or smile or something. And that's the whole point. So even that day, with all the chaos, it was very chaotic, it was goofy, it was silly, but it was fun. It was a very fun, good day. That actually technically covers episodes 80 and 81, because episode 81 is the fight with Zervis specifically. Episode 83 was the Battle Disc tournament proper. In which case, one thing I will say, one thing we decided to, if we ever do another either tournament or just event period, because of time zones, we might push the start time out a bit more. It was the time it was, so that way people in Europe can have enough of an evening left to join in without it feeling like it was too late. But then we have the people that are, like, often say like the Australias or Asia and stuff, that it was early for them. So there's some people there that wanted to make it and just slept in or couldn't. For various reasons. So next time we probably push it out a bit more. You know, there we go. But yeah. This looks new too. What the heck? I actually don't know the name of the song. I wish I did. I put it on a playlist. This is great. Oh, they combined these. So you used to have to go through a portal to get to this one. But now they've just put it in the same world. Oh, snap. Maybe that's why this thing was 500 gigabytes out of nowhere now. They combined some of these into one. But anyways, yeah, I just want to reiterate that just because, like, listen, and again, no one has to come either. If you don't want to come, I'm not about to make you come. I'm just saying, if you did, just something to keep in mind, I suppose. Ooh. I like this one. I like this one right here. Something to keep in mind, you know. People are always welcomed, and we're always down to make new friends, too, as a matter of fact. Or even people that we've kind of known but never really talked to, and then make memories by finally talking to them and stuff, you know? It's always something that is always... Because life's too short, you know. Life is entirely too short. So yeah, that was like, for example, it's like literally zero hard feelings with Zervis, for example. They did call me a coward though, which it hit my Marty McFly instinct. And I was like, all right, I was dodging the fade for like 4 months. Now let's go run them hands though. And now we're supposed to have a round 2, by the way, and we're back to dodging. We've been dodging them for like 5 months now. If anyone asks, my VR is broken. I'm not recording in VR right now. This is just a really intuitive game. And so it lets me move my model in desktop. Yeah, crap. All right, next world. What if I told you there is a world much different from ours? One full of mystery, adventures, and possibility with no end, where stories are told, bonds are sacred, and friendship is always a step away. Here we tell a story. Our story. The vibe was real. Seekers miss you. Digi 1995 to 2024. So now we jump ahead to several episodes. As a matter of fact, we jump all the way to episodes 91, 92, and 93 technically, but 92 specifically, with the New Year's Eve kind of hangout. I broke it up into 3 episodes, and 92 was centered around DigiCon. So, yeah, this is a bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. My bad. But basically, in short, as I explained in that episode too, DigiCon was this thing that we would call the New Year's get-together DigiCon, right? One of the running jokes is how he'd say, and it was always sarcastic, but in text form you couldn't tell. Like his bio to this day, if you looked it up on Twitter, for example, says "great with women," but it's supposed to be sarcastically because the people we'd come across, the way they would bully him, it was more of a teasing, not like actual bullying, but like the way they tease him and stuff. That was like the running joke. He gave off this vibe that for some reason, if you just met him for the first time, you're like, yeah, I just want to kind of sit on him. It made no sense. But so we call New Year's Eve DigiCon because that's when most people would usually be on VRChat. So we could kind of assemble all of these people that have teased him and stuff over the year in one place at one time. And we'd make jokes, like I'd run a food stand. We'd make money off of the event, kind of a thing. And Digi was the forefront of it. For sure, he was definitely the protagonist of Seeker's Remorse. He was the Red Ranger, he was the Batman of the Justice League, if you will. You might say, well, wouldn't you say Superman? No, Superman is an anomaly. All right, so Graphic can have that one. There you go, buddy. But yeah, he definitely was our main character, and losing him was and still is rough. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It still sucks. It's crazy how that's probably never gonna not suck. That's kind of how that works. But what we did is we held another DigiCon, but this time like in his honor, like a celebratory thing, and we got this poster made, which is why you're seeing it. We have a graphic designer by the name of Graphic, put this together, submitted to VRChat, had the Seeker's Remorse group approved, and then we got that poster made. And VRChat approved it, and they put it up in time for New Year's. And I'm going to respawn real quick because some people have been asking. So when you spawn in this world, the New Year's Eve 2025 map, because it's starting the 2025 year. I always get it wrong. I always call it the year we're leaving. It's, I guess, the year we're joining. But any VRChat New Year's Eve 2025, you'll spawn here, all right? Like you're getting off a subway. You come through here, all right? You'll walk forward a bit. And then to your left here will be this giant area. So where we just were, you can either go up that ramp or this ramp. But what you're looking for is this platform that's sticking out a bit, that balcony. Okay, so you can see it from here too, if you want. That balcony, these 3 posters right here. And that one rotates pretty fast. So some people might get impatient, and I don't blame you. That's rotated like 15 times by the time it took that one to get to Digi's poster once. I've been here for like 20 minutes waiting. But these 3 posters, the VRChat Wiki one, it rotates between the VRChat Wiki and then Digi's poster if you're looking for it for yourself, if you ever come to this world. But you can also get up there by going up this ramp. You can go up this ramp, and then you can go up these ramps. Really kind of just ramp up to the situation, and then boom, you can just kind of be right here. Oh, I fell. Well, my bad. I thought that was an actual balcony with railing. Now my ankles are broken. But anyways, yeah, that's where it is. And yeah, we miss them. We've done some adventures since, and they've been fun. In the back of my mind, I'm kind of like, but what if he was here? You know, I just got, you know, being honest, I think about some of the goofy stuff we've done, because he was very extroverted. A lot of us are very introverted, I would say, on default. It's not that some of us can't be extroverted, but he definitely brought that out of us more often than not, because he was the type of guy that could just hold a conversation really by himself on a topic. So we could be all on a call, tired, and he could just carry a conversation for an hour until we were ready to jump back in. You know, he was that kind of a guy. He was always happy to see people, always happy to see new people and meet new friends, kind of a guy. He was also very cursed. I'm not gonna say he was the most wholesome person, but you know, he was an entire character and an entire real person. One of the benefits of the pandemic was when I first met him. That was definitely because of the pandemic. You know, everyone was home anyways, and so just late summer nights we'd get in VR after we met. And this character of his was called Frag, and it's important to mechanics too, as a matter of fact. Speaking of, because I remember sitting in those worlds with him, and he'd just talk about designs and stuff for his OC, which would eventually become Frag here. For hours. And he was very passionate about it. One of the first DMs he sent me on Discord, as a matter of fact, was like an Oni mask, because he was thinking about like mask and different abilities or something like that. And it was really cool then, because he is also one of the first people that gave mechanics commission team a chance, like a serious chance, because when he wanted a model made, when it came down to he finally conceptualized and he wanted a model made, like sure he knew Steam and stuff like that too, but at the same time it was like, there's definitely model makers he could have went to at the time, but he decided to come to us. He decided to come to mechanics, and he was like, nah, I'm gonna let y'all do this. I'm gonna work this out with you. And that's something like we'll never forget because of that. And so then he got his Frag model, and it's the coolest thing. Pudding did a fantastic job, by the way. I bring it up because we recently, I didn't say recently, but let's say Mechanics is trying to step up their social media presence, or lack thereof, depending who you ask. And so we've been posting the different clients we've worked with, like their character models and the reference sheets and stuff. And so with Digis, yeah, it's one of the ways we kind of wanted to honor that when we made that tweet. Steam wanted to reach out. I was like, I'll handle it. To either like Graphic or Lucy or his siblings and stuff, who kind of have like, I'd say like, I don't know if copyright's the right word, but when it comes to like using the models, so to speak, in that capacity. So I talked to Graphic actually before episode 98, and he was like, yeah, bring me back. There we go. So Wi-Fi just straight up died there, it was perfect timing because we're getting sentimental, I guess. But yeah, it's yeah. So it was just like, hey, it's all right to make the post, just maybe make sure there's something about honoring him in it. And so I was put in charge of that specific post. And yeah, hopefully it did that job, because we will miss him. He would have been 30 this year. And that's not the only reason, of course, that he's like important, of course, because he gave Mechanics a chance. But it's just like, in a world where you could have went to any known model maker at the time, he decided, yeah, I'm gonna work in Mechanics. And it was the coolest thing. It was so cool, and he was cool, and we'll never forget him. All the cursed memes, all the funny moments, all the I call them homie moments, where like it was like behind the scene things you'll never know he did for other people, because when he had your back, he had your back. He wasn't someone that really announced that he had your back either, so that's maybe why some of those things aren't known. But yeah, he was we miss him. That's why I make videos like these. That's exactly why I make videos like these. He was in so many of these episodes, fortunately. Well, if it isn't time to return to the scene of the crime. Listen, I said we were going to explain this later. So, if we want to be pedantic, you technically got 2 Etsuko videos in 1 year. Though by the time we really got to the later stuff, it was technically past midnight my time, so it was technically the first of 2025, and that's probably it for 2025. But there, so the third episode, episode 93, the way I broke it up is I decided to take all of that stuff and put it in its own episode to the side, instead of like have half of it in one episode and then half of it in the other. And then I kind of made each episode thematic. So they had the Digi one, the Digi-centric one was 92, and the Etsuko-centric one was 93. My batteries died in my controllers, and I thought it looked weird visually. I thought that's what everyone was complaining about. So in the video, you hear me telling people to look away. I'm like, if it's so, like, just don't look. I didn't realize how well you could hear until I was editing that video, and then Etsuko uploaded the like a VOD highlight situation too. And in their highlight VOD, you can hear me just shaking around the controller, and I'm just like, man. So it was an audio thing, not just a visual thing. Because I'm like, close your eyes, just don't look. By the way, this place is called Lucky Strike Bowling. But I thought it was all visual, and so I needed to defend myself because my Wi-Fi almost died again. I just need to defend myself because I was fixing these controllers. It used to be that I could kind of like pop them out, same with a remote control. How sometimes you take off the cover and then you have to kind of like pop it a bit, and the batteries kind of pop out a little bit. You don't hit it too hard. You don't want to break the thing, but I can see how this looks sus combined with the visual. I'm sorry. All right, I came here to apologize. My bad. It wasn't like the whole crowd was looking. This is why I was off in this corner to begin with. But I apologize. You can't see it, but I'm bowing. Yeah, and this is where that happened. This is a cool place, though. This is a neat place. However, so, there was that. And then that led into the karaoke, which, yeah. Now, my general rule, I'll bring this up as an example, though. My general rule, unless I'm the one, of course, hosting the event, is if I'm recording, like, the nice thing about recording is I can always cut something out, right? Like, let's say, for example, for some reason, Zabel was mute, right? He's not, but let's just pretend for this scenario. And he spoke because he thought we were, like, in a private setting, and so he needed to talk to somebody about something, and it was just quicker to finally speak about it or something, right? The nice thing about recording is, unless he's doing a voice reveal on purpose, like he's streaming, for example, he's doing this live, I can cut that out of a video. Historically, there's been plenty of moments where I'm like, oh, even if I wasn't in the moment, maybe the audio was picked up, so that's getting cut out. That's the fun part for me about doing videos too. That's why I can do so much VR chat, is because if something cursed happens when we go into a world, it doesn't matter. I can leave the camera in a first-person point of view perspective, like in the old days what streamers would do back in 2017, 2018. Because something cursed happens, it's out the video. There's an episode I skipped over that was, we went to a public black cat world, and sure enough, super racist cop dude showed up. Not in the video, because I could just cut it out. It's just how that works. But I bring that up to say that so should something ever happen in a video, in video form, it will be cut out, though, to make sure that something, if something like someone's voice being picked up or whatever, just, And if you ever see a video of mine and someone or something's in it to a capacity, and you're like, I was kind of hoping that wasn't going to be in there. And it's like it's like a serious thing, of course, too, right? Where it's something like a voice or whatever. Fortunately, I'm willing to cut it out, but two, the bigger one, YouTube has tools to go and cut it out the actual video itself without having to even delete the whole thing and re-upload it. So, by all means. But I say that to say my general rule too is if I'm at someone else's event, so at karaoke, I credit that as like Etsuko's event, the event that she was holding for her peoples, right? Once I notice someone is like not streaming anymore, I'll usually end recording anyways, even if it is a recording. So that's what the whole context was. So I bring that up to say, so that, I think it was after the Reese's Puffs I noticed that, and that's generally the rule I apply to like anybody. So going forwards, even if we're streaming an event, but I notice like everybody's basically stopped their streams, I'm probably gonna stop recording, unless specifically because there's been some cases where it's been asked of me to keep recording, because they know I'm gonna make it a video later. Anyways, yeah, certain events like that, okay, yeah, I'll keep recording. I'll be the recording guy. But otherwise, if there's an event going on, and it's like, hey, all right, we're kind of at that post, stream recording situation. Yeah, I got you covered. I don't need gotcha moments. I'm a grown man. All right, we're good. All right, when something's done, don't worry, it's done. I got you. Not that Etsuko said that about the karaoke either, for the matter. I'm just saying, I'm using it as an example because we're on episode 93, and that's when that was. And I was like, oh, I tabbed out and I noticed they had ended the stream. I'm like, oh, cool, then we're gonna end recording. Which of course would happen. I'd only notice after the Reese's Puffs though, which is hilarious. But you know, awareness is not my strongest suit. Oh, they've updated this map again. So this is a map called Nom Nom Hole. So now we're kind of getting into some new territory. We've kind of gone through most of the 100 episodes and some memorable stuff. So now we're going to sprinkle in some new stuff on the end here. This one's another game world where you can have multiple people in it, right? You can set the duration from like 5 minutes all up to 15 minutes. And if you've ever heard of the game Donut County, where you have like a hole and you got to go around eating stuff, that's basically what this game is. So I'll make the duration like just a minute will be good enough for this demonstration. You spawn in, you have a hole, it'll give you the timer up top, and you're trying to eat stuff. And the more you eat stuff and the more levels you get, the bigger you get. And the bigger you get, the bigger things you can eat. And then you kind of go from there. And so then you can kind of eat up all this. Oh yeah, they've definitely changed some stuff since even the last time we played it. I want to be able to eat that lamp. They added thumbtacks over here. They've added quite a bit of stuff. There's some power-ups you can look up for, like coins and stuff, and you just kind of go around, and you just kind of like this says, you nom nom hole, and you can play this with at least 15 people. I don't know if there is a player limit, because we came in here with a whole squad in episode 98, and you saw how chaotic that was. We ran that back in episode 99, where I got fired. Actually, you haven't seen that yet. My bad. You haven't seen that yet. But episode 101, we kind of run some things back because Zabel returns. And we sorely miss Zabel. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, that's the gist of this world. If you ever want to bring a bunch of people here, you're looking for a new game world. It's called, let me bring this up, my bad, Nom Nom Hole. I'm not joking. Nom Nom Hole. There you go. So this world's pretty cool. All good. Where are you at, buddy? There it is. So I thought that was an ally, by the way. You've seen that a couple times in like a few episodes where I actually get a jet and fly over to it. It's an enemy. This world's kind of cool. I will mention epilepsy warning. I don't know if it will be as effective in video form, but that's just something that, just in case, I would feel remiss to, let people know about. Basically, you go like this. You target one of these with one of these, right? And then beautiful, beautiful. Like gunpowder and licorice things. You different effects for all of these, really. Well, I mean, usually ends in explosive death, right? So the name of this world, by the way, is my Wi-Fi's dying? OCE 31. Christ? I botched that. But anyways, there is ability to fly in this one. Hold on. There it is. So not only can you just fly as a person, there's these. Now we don't talk about these too much, because listen, Bits invited a couple of us to play VTOL VR, and let me just say, I didn't fly too well. He did teach me some cool stuff though, and so you know what? That was pretty fun. I've been practicing a little bit on my own to try and get better, but I'm still a terrible pilot. But this is kind of hard to see, which is why I want to walk through this real quick. Here's this on this side, but there actually is like a throttle here. It could just be really hard to see though. So what I would actually honestly recommend, I gotta step forward for this, why'd it put me so far back? Is you want to, well, first of all, start the engine. There's a couple less steps here than VTOL VR. VTOL VR, you got a couple more things you gotta do. But I'd recommend leaving the canopy open, because this is kind of dark and hard to see, okay? Just a little bit, just a little bit. Even that's too much. Turn a bit, turn a bit, turn a bit, turn a bit, turn a bit. Pull this all the way back down. All the way back down. Down, 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 down. Then, it's like now if you want to close the canopy. And then if you want to just kick it up, slow build up, slow build up, slow build. It's kind of hard to do when I'm standing, I'm not going to lie. Pull back on this. Get up to full speed. Or not. There we go. Waiting for that. Okay, my Wi-Fi just crashed. Am I gonna crash? I hope not. There we go. Alright. I should have sat down for this. It's not nauseating, but it's a little weird standing up. I'm not gonna lie. So I thought this thing was an ally. This thing's apparently an enemy. Let's see how much of an enemy it is then. Cruise control? No. So we want to bait its missiles instead of its like anti-air. So let's see what we can do about that. No, you don't. No, you don't. Yeah, you thought wrong, my good sir. Ah, no, they're shooting the anti-air. Alright. Have some of that. Okay. Okay, let's pull it. Actually, let's just gun it. Let's just gun it. Get as close as we can. Hey, let's try spinning. That's a good trick. Hey, we actually made it for once. How about that? Oh yeah, this thing's massive. Just to let y'all know. This is a huge ship. But yeah, there's that world. So I mean, I know I said this episode wasn't going to be multiple hours. I didn't lie on purpose. It's just there's a lot I'm going to fit into this. It's episode 100, okay? So this is pretty cool. I found a quest-friendly version of Hope's Peak Academy. Some of the times we've gone to this place, it's not quest-compatible. This is a quest-compatible version. Basically what we're on is we're kind of on that honorable mentions bonus DLC run right now. That we've gone through the 100 episodes. Hope's Peak Academy. They say if you graduate from here, you're basically set for life. You have 2 requirements if you want to go here, though. You have to be the absolute best at what you do, and scouted. And you have to already be in high school. That part's forgotten sometimes. Also, Nanny, if you're watching, this is why on the server I was using brown, because I'm colorblind, and to me, since this is the one that's usually used in the CGI, you know, openings and stuff, this looked brown to me, at least closest to the available materials, because it's a survival map, so I can't just like go, I can use anything. I love creative like anybody else does, but in survival you gotta plan a bit differently, and so I was like, okay, cool, brown. Because, you know, finding a coconut tree is the easiest thing in the world in survival. A body has been discovered. And after a certain amount of time, we will begin a class trial. Something, it will be your job to figure out who done it. And cast your votes to decide who you think the blackened is. But if you choose the wrong person, I will punish everyone except the blackened. 'Cause despair, that's all.
But wait, what about instead if we found a superstar? I like that idea better.
What? Oh, it's you again. Why not? Sometimes that's the fun of VRChat as well, is editing and finding characters and doing skits. You know what's crazy? The Leaf Village is big, but given its layout, it's very interconnected. Obviously, this isn't the scale, it's even bigger than this, but like its pathways are still very, very connected, meaning information travels very fast. I bring that up to just say, you know what? I think I'd leave the village too if I caught that 12-piece combo that Naruto gave Sasuke. Not even to join Orochimaru, it's just like you can't have a fade and catch the whole thing and just be in this village. People will talk. Everybody will know about it. Yeah, just leave for like some you time at that point. You know, just I gotta recover, I'll come back. Those who break the rules are scum. But those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. It's one of the greatest lessons Kakashi taught me at the age of 12 when Naruto was first airing on Toonami. Alright, listen. I'm a huge person when it comes to camaraderie, said the professional abandoner. I heard you. You don't think I didn't hear you? You. Yeah, I saw that. I heard that too. There's speakers on your walls. I'm actually right behind you. I don't know why you haven't noticed. Maybe because I'm dusting for you. So maybe you're like, it's a benefit, but you should have turned around before now. I'm just saying. The relevance we're being here, though, speaking of skits, is because on the League channel, before I ceased operations over there, is I was recording skits. It's one of the first places I did was this place, actually. I used this as a filming location to record Jinx versus everything. In which case, the concept was pretty simple. It was just, what if Jinx was in other, animes and games and stuff? And so there was a skit in this part right here, near Ichiraku Ramen, with Jinx and Kakashi. So, skits can be very fun if you plan them out, you storyboard it, you write scripts, and maybe sometimes improv it if improv is more your thing. I can't disrespect it. Improv has been, oh man, the days with Captain Blackrock and improv Tuesdays, it was good times. Good times. Not just good times, not just good times, but good times. But given that, yeah, I believe that's a fair thing to do, is to look at a place like this or scout out some filming locations like I did in that video, for a matter of fact. And it was also a fun excuse to practice what I call movie poster thumbnails. It's something I want to experiment with every now and then. It doesn't have to be every video. It's not going to be every video, but something like, what if I made a movie poster a situation? We see how we could do there. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know if that's exactly how they did it in the show, but we kind of sturdy on it a little bit. We're just gonna gritty our way into rescuing Sasuke. It's fine. I just love Latinas, Sonic. Admittedly, this is probably one of my favorite things about VRChat too. I don't know on the legality side how this holds up, of course, but just when people import worlds from games that I liked in there, and then I can go explore them in VR, that's gonna be one of the coolest things in my opinion. Kind of like we had Meteor Herd earlier. There's also Pumpkin Hill. We're here now, for example. Now time to say Mitchie's favorite line. Promise time, huh? Well then, time to go and fulfill this promise. Like, I don't know. That's a bit disrespectful. Oh, stuff like this is kind of fun too. Again, where you don't have to actually like try and jump up it. It'll just like automatically kind of suck you in VR. Here we go. There it is. There it is. It really makes it feel like you're Shadow the Hedgehog. And Batman. With all the swagger of an exaggerated black youth. Such as myself. I can say that because, I'm a youth. So this part will be a little bit sad. We're back here. I've only visited this world once since we held the online wake. But I just felt like it kind of sums up the spirit of why I make these videos, why we've made it to 100 episodes, why we, knock on wood, make it to 100 more. And, this isn't to go viral. This isn't like, oh, snap, blah, blah, blah. This isn't about that. That's why I put this at the end of the video. It's like, if you're still here, you've made some interesting decisions in your life, I guess. But, also thank you. I can't stand listening to my own voice when I'm editing, after a while, and you're still here. So that's actually really cool. But this, right? About Daddy DiGiorno. That was his name. And then he hated being called Daddy after a while, so that's why he changed his name to Digital Boyo. But he was Daddy DiGiorno first, that was true. Or as many of us just called him anyways, Digi for short. The person behind it is Darren Edward Hall, age 28, of Norwalk, who passed away unexpectedly at his home Sunday, August 18th, 2024. He was born October 10th, 1995, in Willard. Darren is the beloved son of Douglas and Amanda Steffens Hall. Darren was a young man who lived his life with passion and a gentle spirit. His love for video games was well known, and he spent countless hours immersed in the worlds they created. This passion was not just a hobby, but a part of who Darren was. A person who appreciated creativity, storytelling, challenges, and the art of gaming. He also liked bodybuilding, so he was also caring for his body, which was insane because I'd say he was one of the most health conscious people in the group. He started to play in VRChat since August 2018, but became a known person in the community since March of 2019 thanks to his Twitch streaming. His name in VRChat was first Daddy DiGiorno. Then the name DiGiorno is also used as a name for a deep fried pizza brand in the USA. Yeah, it sure it is. He owned a Discord server named Seeker's Remorse, where he talked about pizza community, as well as other stuff. But originally, thematically, it was very pizza themed. Like, moderators were called Supreme Pizza. The whole thing was actually, before it was called Seeker's Remorse, it was called The Oven. So, that was a thing. It did evolve into Seeker's Remorse, though. And so much more thing. I mean, one of the reasons it was called Seeker's Remorse, I want to iterate, is because some of the people that would end up there, they didn't really feel like they had another community they could kind of go to. It's not that they didn't know other people or didn't even have friends here or there, but if they were like, what's like a central group I'm a part of, there were some people that kind of just felt like they kind of just drifted. And then they kind of found a home in Seekers, if you will, I'm about half and half, right? Where like I've definitely been a part of like Steam's Armory and Mechanics now for like a long time. But yeah, once I found Digi and Seekers, I haven't left since. So that's crazy, And then there's some people that, Mitchie, for example. If you know Mitchie, Curse McGee, one of the things with him was that same very thing where Digi once got into a call with us and was kind of like, hey, you guys mind if I invite Mitchie around more often? Because Mitchie's kind of feeling that way about himself, where he kind of doesn't feel like he has a place he belongs. Again, not that he didn't have friends, but just still, it's one of those, kind of like, where do I anchor? Where do I call home kind of a things? And he didn't. He said he didn't feel it. We're like, yeah, bring Mitch around. And then we brought Mitch around for like that episode of TTT way back then. And he's been a part of stuff ever since. I've collabed with him on like 5 different raps at this point. And it was Digi. It was Digi that started that process. He didn't like to call himself the leader of Seeker's Remorse or the server, but like it or not, that's kind of how it was. You know what I mean? So there's some people that become leaders. And it's not because they made themselves leaders. They didn't conquer something or whatever, they didn't vote for themselves. But the situation in the world kind of forms around them in a way that they are then put in a leadership position anyways. And a lot of these people tend to be able to walk that walk. And Digi was one of those. I'm not reading off of this, by the way. I kind of just got into my own thing about Seeker's Remorse and stuff like that. What it kind of means, what it meant, what he built. He worked at Autoneum. I botched that, I'm sorry, and Norwalk for the past 6 years. He was known for his hard work and dedication. He was a reliable and caring colleague, always willing to lend a hand or share a laugh. Oh, wasn't he? Side note, he would join calls at work. And at one point, we're just like, how is he not getting called up by HR? But instead, he would get promoted because the kind of silly, stupid stuff he would do. I mean, first of all, if you knew him long enough, you'd know that a lot of what he was saying or doing and stuff was in like good laugh, good fun, jokes, and that was the goal when he would do stuff. So maybe that was it, but he ended up getting promoted at one point because people would just like, he just made, he would say on the call, like, I guess people think I make the work environment, more bearable or more entertaining or more doable or funny. And we're like, yeah, given how you are online, that would make sense. So yeah, so it's crazy sometimes like that, Darren will be deeply missed by all who knew him, both at work and in his personal life. Darren's family and friends will forever remember his kind heart, infectious smile, and the joy he brought to their lives. Though his time was short, the impact he made on those around him will last a lifetime. That is absolutely true. Stuff like this is why I make the videos that I make, right? I call it the vault. Half of the channel, yeah, it's me doing like solo let's plays and stuff like that too. Maybe something that's viral in terms of like a trend or something, sure. But with these, with like VRChat episode 100, in 2025, no, this is so that we can remember stuff, remember people. So when something unfortunate happens like this, we can look at this and we have a bunch of this. This world obviously is dedicated to Digi specifically, unfortunately, who passed away, but this is also like, what I'm saying is this is kind of like the embodiment of why I do what I do then, is because I want to be able to have that for people, have people be able to remember people, even if you're still alive. Give flowers to people while they're still alive has become one of my new favorite sayings, if you will. Because I do think some people definitely deserve to be, remembered and complimented and stuff like that while they're still living, while they can know it and not at the last moment when it's, too late or they're gone and stuff. And I hope Digi felt that way. Given his status on Discord, I think he probably did. Oh, I remember that night. Oh, I should have went to... Nah, I didn't know that what that world was. That was a funny night. So, okay, I kind of lied. At the end of this video will probably still be like the recap episode kind of a thing, where I'm just going to have, moments. There's the wavelength. We went to wavelength. Yeah, there's a couple of these in here. There's where we got the frag model done that I was talking about by with pudding especially, but yeah. Terrors of Nowhere was a world I could have went to, but this is what it looked like basically. It came out very good. The mask came out very good. The face under it came out very good. It was a good job, and we are so appreciative that he actually came to us for that. But yeah, there's a lot of these. Back when he was a skeleton. I'm gonna admit this now. If you're this far in the video, I've been binging One Piece. I wanted to for a while, and then the live action came out, and it was pretty good. I'm like, let me just start from the beginning, even though I made it to Thriller Bark, back in like 2009 or whatever. I've gotten to Brook and stuff, and for some reason, I don't know. Brook is reminding me a lot of Digi. I don't know how to describe it, but Brook's hitting different as I'm binging now. I'm currently at Impel Down, but we'll continue on from there. But New Year's Digicon, like I would talk about, right? So here's an example of one of the Digicons from, it was 2023 as a matter of fact. There I am. Stupid. There he is, So you got Blue, you got Kimple, you got a bunch of the people we could round up to bully him. Yeah. Oh, when he was rocking Kakarito from his name is not Kakarito. Nags ruined it. Nags called him Kakarito once, and I laughed about it, and now I just can't stop calling him Kirito. He was rocking that for a bit too, when he was in between avatars. When he was between the skeleton old Daddy DiGiorno avatar, but before he got Frag, this was one of the avatars he'd used quite a bit. So I kind of associate Kirito with Digi as well, as a matter of fact. This is one of the best shots, period. But yeah, I lied. There's going to be a recap situation at the end, where it's going to be clips from all the episodes. Well, not every single episode, but like some of the memorable stuff I talked about, you're going to see from the videos. So this video is just going to be long, and I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Heaven forbid any more of us drop. This is why. This is why I do what I do. Cursed and silly and goofy as any of it has and was. This is exactly why. There's the wedding, as a matter of fact, and there's me. I told you I was recording. Y'all gotta check your corners for Monokumas back in the old days, alright? Some of y'all weren't looking for Monokumas like you should have been. Let me just put it that way. It sucks a little bit, because there's some nights I was not around purely because I'm like, I gotta go to sleep, I gotta go be a good student. And that should never be something you feel guilty of, but there's some nights I wish I wasn't a good student. And I would have just stayed up and be like, it is 2 in the morning, but I will jump on VRChat with y'all. I don't know. I wouldn't say regret is in my vocabulary, because what is there to regret? I like who I am. That means sometimes I had to fall on my face to get here. But, yeah. Sometimes, though. Sometimes. There's more in here, of course. He knew a lot of people. When we hosted this wake, it was no exaggeration to say that he knew 3,000 plus people. And originally, the wake was only going to be like, we'd come in here, we'd have people come up and say what they would like to say. A couple of us would have like certain things we'd said each version of the wake that we were going to do. That way we could try and make as many instances as we could to get around to as many people as we could, and we just didn't. the first service like broke us basically. As it was. And I feel bad if someone that was like really looking forward to get into the event specifically didn't. But it wasn't like, oh, you weren't good enough to be here kind of a thing, in case I need to say that. It was just like after we hosted the very first one just we kind of took it at our own pace. We didn't rush anybody, so people would come up, and if they had a lot to say, just let them say it all. Yeah, that wasn't actually a VR chat episode. That was kind of its own thing, because again, it's not even monetized. That was like not supposed to be. Yeah, like in an ideal world, that doesn't exist. In an ideal world, he's at work right now. I send him a stupid meme, and he sends me an equally stupid meme off of iFunny back or something, you know? But, yeah. I did want to come here real quick, though, because, like, you know, credit to Mr. Dummy, Blue and Chrono, Lucy Graphic, a lot of people that kind of got this together after it happened. Yeah. But stuff like this, we're never going to forget him now. We're never going to forget him anyways, but now we also have all of this stuff. And I want to keep doing that for people and while they're alive too as well, but also for stuff like this. So I wanted to end on a more happier note and a more happier world, but I think this is kind of fitting actually. Who knows what the next well, okay, I know what episode 101 is already. So who knows what the next 100 episodes maybe after that will hold. But as I get you ready for the montage, take care of yourself. Take breaks when you take breaks, I guess, and don't. I like working as much as the next person. Well, no, that's not true. I'm considered a workaholic. How do I word this? I enjoy working more than the average person, but make sure you don't overdo it. You know, make sure you got moments. I guess when you lay down to rest at night, if you feel like you've used your time well, then it was a day well spent. Man, I did not mean for this to get fox cheeks, bunny girls. He's definitely the reason, him and Odoman. So Odoman is the reason that I'm cursed to begin with, and he's definitely the reason, Digi, that I'm like, certain things, the curse things that I do is definitely his fault, because like I mentioned once, he kind of made a lot of us more extroverted just by proxy. And so there's like shells some of us were in that he kind of broke us out of, to put it simply. It's definitely his fault, his doing, for sure. And so, you know, you can blame both Odoman and Digi for some of my antics. Yeah, there's a ton more I'd like to show, but I'm just going to get on with the show and show you the montage and just say, I don't know which video will be next. We're just going to have to wait and see. So until this time, take care and enjoy pizza responsibly. Thank you for watching. I lied. I can't stress this enough. So now that we've gone through all that, though, it was kind of also to put out, like, listen, if you ever like, hey, I kind of want to, maybe I can hang out with these people this one time, or yeah, you're doing that event, or we're going to be doing a ton of more, for example, mechanics open hangouts. If you ever want to swing on through, just swing on through. I don't know how Sis did it. They do like this, and they would just fly up all the way to the moon. It's crazy. How we've come full circle. Something about that. I'm trying not to break a sweat, you know. Now we're right back where we started.
Yeah.
You say peace?
You
Or
did get a lot out.
Wait.
I might get a few people for you, but
You said the other.
I got the thing was, I was.
Oh boy.
I felt like I was less of a target for some reason.
Yes,
Of course.
boys.
Boys?
That's what explained the Jeopardy thing.
I didn't hear that.
Male gamer word.
The male gamer word.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we'll leave it at that. I'll do it this way then. Gamrison, are you?
Look, I'm right. I am correct.
Right.
Give me my 11.
Are we sure we're good? We're good?
Yeah, my 11. Let's go. Ready? And boom. Watch this, y'all. Ta-da! Woo!
3. Wait. That means he's third place. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no, you.
Can you lift up a little bit? Like, do you have play space mover on you right now? Don't move much. Don't move much. About right there. Don't move. Hey, girl.
I'm sure if you really want one, you can find it.
I need to.
Harry Potter, did you put your name on that? Okay, let's take
You
it.
know what? We're taking it.
Well, the club I work at was the only two-story club.
Mhm.
Oh, where'd you go, did you?
What the fuck?
There you go. That's for you, buddy.
Why? Why does this exist?
Oh my God! You know what I want to see? Like before I die.
Before you die? Oh, this.
Okay, before I die, I
Mhm.
hope I get a girlfriend.
Wow.
No, not just that.
That got really depressing.
Okay.
Understand
Okay,
it?
I got far away from the boys.
But it's not the same as the. Oh no. That's kind of funny. Oh, that's no. I made it huge to compensate for how high up it is.
It's even taller than her tallest avatar.
Yeah, it might be too tall. Then that might be an indicator.
It was nice to see you, Kemple. I hope when I get
So,
my VR.
slave, listen to me.
Yes. Oh my god.
So, I'm heading out now. You take care of yourself.
Mm.
And next time,
Next time
you
I'll be
can,
even- alright.
call me master.
What? No, hell no.
Hello, Digi.
That's
Oh.
great. That's great.
You look like the felt we make it work.
Yo.
Like felt.
Have you seen Miss Piggy?
Nope. Yeah, hug table flip. That's how you'll find her.
No.
Big old hug.
Static clean?
Yep.
No,
Yep.
no.
Do it. Do it.
Okay,
Do it.
Can I ask you a question?
Do it.
Why do you look sweaty?
Oh yeah. Hold on.
No, do not.
Lo, get on a couch. Get on a couch right now.
Whoa!
What the fuck?
Your investigation coming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, scoot down.
I don't need this without the penny.
Bell's gonna kill.
Wow.
It's just funny. He goes, get on the couch now.
I know he did.
Lord.
Yo, beat up graphic. Beat up graphic. Beat him up. Beat him up. Run graphic. Run graphic. She's sprinting.
I know. You need to rotate your arms or something when you're
No, it's more intimidating that way.
It's like one of them cartoon bugs.
Yes.
I didn't even answer. You just picked up Steve Jobs on me. You didn't answer.
Wait, what is this?
Sure, this one you have to.
What is this supposed to be?
It's all hair.
Yeah, it's all hair. This is a Christmas tree girl. There you go.
Yeah.
What is that? Why is this a thing?
You, me, B, and the group.
Actually, this isn't terrible.
You want
Okay.
that is.
Oh, wait.
Did she go through the portal? Watch what eventually happens. That. And it just keeps going.
That's hilarious.
Oh, it is.
What is this?
Password. What the heck?
Oh no.
I could see the issue. I would marry you if I had lost all will to live. That would be my only condition of wanting to marry Kemple. I would have to lose everything in my entire will to live.
Looks like everything is set.
I have not lost my will to live. Thank you very much. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Stop laughing, motherfucker. I can see you laughing.
You just ordered 50 washing machines. Congratulations.
What? I'm just gonna. die now. Just
Washing you
gotta-
gonna be doing? Damn, you gonna need it.
I don't need 50 washing machines.
You can also exchange the washing machines for the equal amount of pancakes, in case you want some of that.
That was really good until you added the end part.
Who are you trying to reach?
You.
You can't call yourself. For this stupid attempt, another $100 are added to your bill.
Get through. I gotta get
Pulling
through college.
capstan and throwing it back.
Graphic again. You can't twerk for a brighter tomorrow. It's not possible.
Oh, it's good. We get fucking here.
It sounds like it's good.
That's really good. He's fucking just mouthing his mic.
Is it a...
Turn off your damn mic and eat.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
It's a banana. I gotta hold it in one hand. I can't hold the controller and the banana in both hands. I can't move my mic. See?
You can't move your neck?
No, I have one ham.
One ham?
Okay, hit menu button. Go to volume. Hit mute.
I can't. It's my right hand.
Do you not have a menu button on your right hand?
No.
Make it
I
real
just spin into
flimmy.
it.
Yeah, make it real flimmy.
You're saying good naked is what Capstan said. Good naked. So notch. How do you say it though? How do you say that word though? Not. Is it knocked or notch? Good not. No good na. Na.
This is great. Huh.
Gary ran right to the mother. I'm like, Gary, what the fuck are you doing?
Let's go. Let's go.
You lived?
I lived.
How? He's a giant spider.
Takes-
Run. Fuck. Oh no.
That was horrifying. Anyways. And then I read The Great Gatsby one day.
You win.
We did it. Trying to get to you and that booty. Hold on. Oh, I gotta open it. No, not you, Gary. Not you.
Open, Gary.
I gotta get it. Who are you? I just gotta get it open.
What the? Where did that come from? Oh god, my eyesight is horrible, but the penmanship is so nice. Waiver of liability. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to get closer to this. My eyesight, I'm like half blind. I know what this means.
You know what means?
Alright, so inform my next of kin, that's what this means. So if I read the first word of every paragraph, it's a secret message. Here we go.
I don't think that's how that works.
I knew it. Okay.
That'd be pretty fun.
I knew it. Whoa! Okay, you know what? Quit without saving. Quit without saving. Quit. So much blood on it. Is it actually ketchup? Is that ketchup? Is that ketchup? No, that's not ketchup. That's not ketchup. It's definitely not ketchup. It comes in black.
Our month continues always.
Oh,
He is a set 2.
Wait for it to come back. That's not what. That's not.
you're waiting for it to come back.
Does that mean when I bring out the umbrella, I can fly with the umbrella?
If you dare, I'm unfriending you.
No,
20
that'd be
years of friendship
sick.
on the spot. Don't perpetuate the stereotype.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Be that way.
How are you gonna try and outstab the British person? How are you gonna outstab the British person?
Ah, my menu kept opening. Ah, she's killing me. She's killing me.
You can't. Wait! I was rooting for you. Oh. Oh.
The game put you to sleep and he got shanked.
You got shanked while you were asleep.
You fucking monster. If anyone has any like
Ooh.
things that they would like to add or suggest for the workshop, put it inside the workshop Discord.
Stripper pole.
Rename to Mechanics Workshop.
You're weird. I'm joking. I'm joking.
You see that ledge over there?
I'm jumping it. Yep. All right. Here we go.
You remind me of the blinking cat gif. That's why I was staring at you.
He uses all the damn time.
Alright. Yeah, one of I need to fix this. Gamrison, get it, Gam.
All right. We twerk for a brighter tomorrow. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, my knees. Oh, wait. I'm going down.
God.
Gamrison's dying.
Yes.
Spin.
Spin.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wait, stop. Wait, stop. We are going to start off here.
That's foul.
Yeah.
It's like Net City.
I've been to many VRChat.
Why are you here? Hi. Oh, fist bump. Gotcha. All right, there we go. Wait. Whatever it is, it's Steam's fault. There we go. Where'd Steam go? Am I?
Gam? Greeted by Fox Girl? Sure you have that match of Gam. Right, Gam?
No, we won't. No. What the heck? What is this? How did you I hate that.
Do it again.
Look, a bird.
Let the bullying start.
There's no bird there.
How did you get here faster than me?
I don't know. I got lost, but now I'm found.
Fucking Zora's your way over there, and there's no way from here?
But do you have a passport?
Yes, I have a passport.
Yes. All right, coquitos.
What if I told you there is a world much different from ours, one full of mystery, adventure, and possibilities with no end, where stories are told, bonds are sacred, and friendship is always a step away? Here, we tell a story. Our story.
Look how big it is. Look at it looking at the sun. Look at it at the coast. That's a scenic shot. Look at that. Look at that.
It's just going back to where it belongs.
It's being reclaimed by the
To its
earth.
people.
Is that the Rebel logo? No, that's not the Rebel logo. Never mind. I thought for some reason on the right side was the the Rebel logo. People will believe you. You gotta get up.
Doing what?
Don't worry about it.
What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
What the fuck are you doing?
Don't worry about it. What the? Jesus Christ. Stop laughing. How long? Why is it so high quality too?
Which one?
Yeah.
My type.
Well,
Fuck you want?
Jana has gotten.
up the stairs. Up the stairs. Mustard. Okay, there we go.
What, you want to suckle on it? Okay, why not? No. What do you mean, bless my heart?
Little guy battle. All right, Capstan.
I'm gonna shove my ass up your ass and you ain't gonna like it.
Now hold on, wait.
Wait a second. That's called docking. First of all. Second of all, wait a minute.
That's not docking.
ass to ass is not docking. That's
It can
dick to
be
dick.
with some effort.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah, asymmetrical docking.
Space program.
Yep. We don't need SpaceX. We have Space Graphic.
Yeah, we got Mexican.
What is this, Mexican space program?
Yeah, exactly. Orale. That's what you say at launch instead of
The
lift
Orderly
off.
Space program.
Yeah, exactly.